Hey, nerds. Brave Monday. We're back on GeekSpaceTV with another installment of Aloft, a post-atomic romance. I'm Andrew. I'm your dungeon master for this adventure. And here with me, we've got Monica back as Fennec the Druid, Holly as Yolanda the Paladin, George as Getty the Bard.
Don't look at me, I'm not Andrew.
And as always, Corwin as Theo the Ranger.
You almost forgot.
Nope.
Yeah, that was totally a stumble.
I swapped the last names like one time. So a few announcements about exciting stuff happening here at GeekSpaceTV. Behind the Screens is on hiatus, but Leviathan Distant Stars, we'll be continuing this Wednesday. And Eat, Pray, Kill continues as usual on Friday. As well, Wednesday, August 1st, Lauren will be away at Gen Con, but we have something truly super planned for you that you won't want to miss. More info will be released about that very soon. Yeah.
Ooh, anticipation.
Say it! Hey, we last saw our heroes in a bit of a pickle. The crew of the airship Calamity Jane was...
We're doing pretty good. I don't think we're in the pickle. I think we're like the barrel that is pickling them.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. We are the pickling process.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We are vinegar, and they are cucumbers.
We got
like
them
pickles.
spices.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Oh, also, because we're real people playing a real thing and not just, characters. It was our...
Speak for yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
It was our good friend and cast member George's birthday recently.
Yay!
Yay, I'm closer to death.
And in observance, does Getty currently have inspiration?
Yes, he does.
Okay, well, remind me at some point to give you some hope.
Oh, that's great. And you can celebrate at home, too, by listening to, let's go with the Dead Kennedys song, Forward to Death. That works.
Aw,
Yeah. Nice.
What was that?
The Dead Kennedys song, Forward to Death. That'll work.
Okay.
So about this pickle situation, in which many people are playing many parts.
Mm-hmm.
We're the pickle, or they're the pickles.
You're the brine.
We're the brine.
So this,
I think I'm the additional garlic.
Ooh, nice.
I'm some cumin, diced jalapenos.
Oh.
I'm Chipotle.
Great. You're all ingredients that challenge me but help me grow.
Did I say it wrong?
You can say coriander. It's fine. It's the same thing.
I'm a cheetah.
Chipotle?
Cheetah-potle.
And the dad joke-esque puns start rolling immediately.
Definitely coriander now. That's for sure.
How low can we go? How low? Sorry.
So the Calamity Jane, which is pretty intact, is tussling with a pirate airship that is not as well intact, which is pursuing a civilian cargo airship over the skies of Rapid City that is definitely not doing great, thanks to those pirates.
Us, pirates, those other dudes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and actually in the physical space, that's kind of what's going on right now as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Just to refresh, you'd taken off from the roof of the regional hospital where you'd met Portia the scavenger and his partner, who came over for dinner, which was interrupted by pirates. Then you leapt to the aid of these people who you haven't met yet.
At least he's stoned now.
Yeah,
We did get him stoned.
yeah.
He's super chill about it.
Yeah, you actually haven't caught up with him and what he's been up to these last few rounds, so maybe he'll pop in and let you know how he's doing. Also,
Does he have the munchies?
I mean, you're going to have to find out.
Is there a save for that? Does he have to roll for munchies?
Indeed, there is a save for that. So, because we took a break for a week, I'm going to have you guys roll initiative once more.
Why?
Oh.
Oh, it was better anyway.
Oh.
That was indecisive.
It's not your... no, that's... what is that?
That's a 9, I think.
Hey, Monica, what's Fennec acting on? On a 5? Right on.
Oh, it is a
Fennec.
9. I thought maybe it might have been one of those...
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, Holly. Yolanda's coming in as a brutal 6.
Oh.
I'm Price is writing you. Stepping one over.
Hey, George, what's Getty acting on?
14.
14. That's more like it. No. Oh, that sounded I'm going to roll with it. That is more like it. Thank you.
Look, it's not that I'm all about acting first in the turn order. I'm here to help people who have been hurt. So if they're hurt first, it makes my life easier. This actually kind of sucks for me. I want to be last.
You
That's-
just sleep raid the whole row.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures like emergency anesthetic.
I think it was great. I'm a big fan.
Hey,
12.
Corwin, 12.
Yeah.
A sturdy 12 for Theo.
Good solid 12.
And I'm going to salt that. The Brian metaphor continues.
You know, men's first. That's how the phrase goes, right? Gentlemen's first. That's,
Clearly,
yeah.
yeah, that's who goes
yeah,
first.
that's
Yes. Yes.
that's how I learned
Well,
it.
stepping into a dangerous situation, like historically, yes. If you're stepping into something that might be dangerous, the guys go fast. If you're stepping into a safe place, that's when it's ladies first.
But
Oh,
here
I'm
in,
so glad it's very safe here
In the-
after they're asleep.
in the
Uh-huh.
grim
Yeah.
post-apocalypse, Yolanda goes first usually. And those folks you were helping are going to resolve on a 16. So here at the
Them's
top
fast.
of the round, which is when we sort of resolve like where the airships ended up in relationship to each other, that blue enveloped airship that is significantly on fire is continuing past you. It's not going to hit the hospital anymore. But now that you are all up in the pirate's grill, it probably will be able to put some more distance between itself and danger.
Hey, I have a question. It seems like much like what the announcer of Nickelodeon's Kablam said, we're going to just jump in. I'm sorry about that. But should we recap?
Oh, that's
We're in a show.
that's a fair point.
It's post-atomic? I thought we were post-apocalyptic.
They are in some cases synonymous. There's a Venn diagram,
Oh,
and we're right in the shady part.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Where-
shady or the shitty part? Because it could be both.
I think it's both.
There's another Venn
Yeah.
diagram with the
Shady
three,
and shitty.
and we are in the intersection of all three.
There's like a poop emoji. There's like a devil emoji smiling, and
The little bomb.
yeah, a bomb,
Yeah.
bomb, and we're right in the middle.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a great point. So last time, the crew, made friends with a knight who's also a robot.
Normal.
Well, made a good solid connection with a knight who's also a robot.
What was her name?
Lady Joan
Yes,
Oh.
of the Rob,
of the Robertine Order.
which might or might not be Heinlein connected.
Might or might not.
Okay.
That was just something I made up because I don't know. I was like sci-fi off. Well, see, the thing was at first I was like, is there like some Asimov law of robotics going? And I'm like, no, his name was Isaac. And so then I was like, well, who else is classic? And I'm like, Rob Heinlein, because me and he, Rob.
Simpatico.
Yeah.
Fascism apologia. It's great.
Actually, not at all. I have opinions, but but no. So probably not. But I thought it was cool because their great mission, the Robertines, was to retake Silicon Valley from the crazed robots that had gone mad. If I
Yeah,
That's
you
so
remember
metal.
that correctly.
Yeah, they all went nuts. They wanted to sell $700 juicers. It was great.
I thought that it was like Robot Team.
Oh.
That would
Yeah, I could have planned that a little better. They do kind of run into each other. And they said, hey, go prove your worth by kicking those loser raiders out of the hospital.
and to be fair, having seen the pirate airship, I don't know about you, I'm not impressed. They really are losers. I'm assuming those are probably the raiders that robots are talking about, unless we're being played. But if those are the raiders, total losers.
And so you went and checked out the hospital and didn't find a bunch of raiders. You found a kooky old scavenger.
A coot.
A coot, indeed.
Accoutrement.
Coot indeed, sir. And
We actually told the look out for this coot.
yeah.
Yes.
By
Rose.
I don't know who it was. I think
Rose.
Yeah.
Was it Rose?
Rose
Rose
knows
wanted us.
Portia.
Yeah, Rose wanted.
Yeah, Rose.
That's your mentor.
That's my mentor.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, as is your wont, you tried to make friends and invited him over for dinner.
And we got him high.
and you got them high.
Yeah.
And then pirates showed up. So,
That
What
sucked.
do
We were just about to serve the fish.
yeah, it was very inconsiderate of these pirates to show up and attack this airship
During dinner.
During dinner.
During dinner.
And we also haven't introduced them to the ganja aspect of my mentor. Which is how this all happened.
Right.
Do you remember the movie How High? That's the kind of thing that her mentor's working on.
Ganja grandma.
Oh yeah.
Or Grandma Gaia.
Right. They tend to call her Grandma Gaia, but she has other names as well.
There's an old thing in Hill City where they talk about taking a little trip to go see Grandma's house. You know.
Yeah, I think
What's that in
that's
your
all
eye?
the-
You're going to go buy pot off of Grandma.
the cromulent details
We're
to
based in Hill City,
Yeah.
South Dakota, and now we are in Rapid City, which is a little bit east, north,
mostly
not
east,
right.
a little bit north.
which is a larger city that has been, instead of the thriving, secretive community of Hill City, has been overrun by raiders, scavengers, and whoever, and an occasional crazed robot, and apparently some very sane ones. I
There's also a big glass crater just east of the city from where the military base there used to be. It's gone.
Yeah, there was like a war or something.
A war.
Yeah.
we're
definitely.
vague on that.
Oh no, we're pretty definite in that.
No, I mean, but who exactly and what's that? You know, it's all very Mad Max, the men who destroyed the world.
Yes. Yes, it
Men.
is.
I'm just going to lay odds.
Probably.
I
It's,
mean, you can't live with them, you can't live without them.
mm,
I mean, we do have modern science, so.
yeah.
IVF is a thing.
So,
Anyway, so last we left,
Yes.
we had just boarded the pirate ship.
Yes.
Getty had put them a bunch of them to sleep. Everybody still got +4 hit points from an inspiring speech 2 sessions ago, and Getty had cast heroism on me, so I regenerate +4. +3 temp hit points every round.
nice.
I also want to clarify that since I'm a doctor and not a veterinarian, there's a much different context of what put to sleep means.
Oh.
So
Yes.
they're fine. They're not. I didn't send them off to go live in a farm where they can play forever and ever. Okay.
For now.
For
But
now.
when I put them to
No.
sleep, I mean put them to sleep. Sorry, honey.
That's cold. These are human lives.
True. Hey, so in this initiative order, in this combat that we're
Yeah, okay.
just to refresh everybody on where everyone is, I believe that, yes, Yolanda and Getty and Fennec had all leapt onto the top of the pirate airship and started laying to. Fennec is currently in cheetah form and has messed the heck up the gunner who had the harpoon.
Didn't you kill him?
No, I think that you.
Oh, you murdered him. You just like straight through the skull, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murder's such a strong word.
He
I mean,
broke my arrow.
It's
With
true.
his skull.
Oh no, the one that went through his helmet without hurting him.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But it's a really sweet wardrobe. So I was sad to see him fall off the airship because that was a nice jacket.
Did he? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's part of the dying thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the arrow didn't kill him, the fall will.
Yeah, this is one of those airships that's kind of round on top. So,
Ew.
Did anybody
Yeah.
else imagine a Wilhelm scream when he fell? Because I did.
yes, yeah. Theo is still on the bridge of the Calamity Jane with a window propped open.
Wind blowing.
Yes, through majestically.
Like Beyonce.
It's probably like ruffling Rusty, the android mechanic who's piloting for you while you stepped away, like messing his hat up, and he's probably grumbling about it, but you can't hear him because wind.
Wind.
Battle.
Where's your drone at?
Currently floating halfway between me and the shark ship because I had Hunter's Mark on the guy I just shot, and I'm trying to work out if I can Hunter's Mark someone else.
Oh.
So let's resolve that on your turn, which we're going to get to. So, airships have moved. Blue, kind of out of danger for now. The pirate airship, which again has a bit of a shark theme to it. It's got big, jagged scrap metal fins coming out of it, where a regular sedate airship would have regular non-shark themed fins.
Perhaps
Who are
jets.
these people?
And
We're the Jets. It's a West Side Story reference, people.
When you're a jet all the way.
from initiative count 20 to the end of the round. And
you,
the,
you can say till your character's last day. That's fine.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to suggest anything. I didn't want to put like Chekhov's TPK on the mantle.
That would have been great. What could have been?
Next time, we're back next week. I can.
Folly of it all, the hubris.
There's plenty of time for foreboding.
Okay.
George. We're only just getting started. And yeah, also the dudes.
You right there?
You've been tangling with.
Having
have,
a good time.
Having a good time.
Also have a bit of a shark theme, like unnecessary amounts of like fin-shaped sharp things poking out of their waist mail. So
They really sold themselves in this concept, didn't they?
yeah, they have an aesthetic, and they're playing it to the hilt.
I like to think that they have like a wardrobe designer back home at their base who's like, the apocalypse is here, guys. I can finally bring my fantasies to life.
They're currently asleep at the bottom of the ladder.
They have a
If you've been on the Facebook Aloft page, Holly posted an amazing comic on there that is hilarious about, what was it, cannibalism?
Oh, it's about cannibalism. I'm on brand. I'm
yeah.
on brand, people. And the importance of actually finishing your stories before turning to cannibalism, because, you know.
You're going to feel real bad about that later.
I feel like the shark designer theme fits into this comic somehow.
Yeah, you just go immediately to like host like the Warriors-esque, themed gangs.
Wouldn't that kind of outfit get really uncomfortable and hot? And also, once you wear it for like half an hour, you're like, okay, I'm tired now, and take it off?
Sometimes I question your commitment to sparkle motion.
Mean Girls reference.
No.
No,
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko. Dang it.
Which, by the way, I appreciate that.
Holly, you're game master now. I gotta see myself out.
Okay.
So Holly.
But no, but for reals, and by for reals, I mean in this fantasy we're crafting.
Top of the round.
Top of the round. 20 minutes in, getting to the top of the round. Yeah, you took care of the gunner that's on top, and then you ran to the hatch, and like ran into the ones who were climbing up the ladder to get to the top to fight you off, and then Getty sprayed them with his sleep spell, his anesthetic gas, and a bunch of them went tumbling down and clogging up the chute.
Didn't he have a sleep gun?
Well, it's a gun that sprays the gas, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really more of a nozzle. This was always designed for medical use, and I've just made some emergency field modifications.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't kill people. That's not my thing.
So the blue airship got away.
Kindness.
And then we're going to Getty's turn. So you're there. You're on top of this airship that's buzzing through the sky. There's some smoke curling up on either side of you because Fennec had blasted it with the machine gun from the Calamity Jane before and gotten into some of the gas cells. The wind is buffeting you. Maneuvers, you're occasionally almost losing your footing, but not. And you're at this hatch, and you had just sprayed them with sleep gas.
I'm going to hold action by the hatch.
Cool.
And wait for somebody else to board the ship.
Cool.
I'll be right after them.
Is there an action that you want to set up, or do you want to just wait for a round?
I'm going to probably follow whoever walks in and gas anybody else I have to.
Okay, cool.
Mainly because, like, if I do it, they won't pointlessly slaughter them.
Right. Ostensibly.
Well, I mean, like, if you actually capture a raider and bring it back to your community and they have no other choice but to actually integrate with it, they will, because what other choice do they have?
Right.
Just slaughtering everybody willy-nilly is...
I think
Yeah.
Captain Phillips taught us all about how we have to have empathy for the pirates as well.
Okay.
It was a good movie, guys. Shit.
Still haven't seen it. So
I haven't seen it actually. which-
George, I need you to check something for me. Your sleep spell. Do they get a save at the end of every round, or are they just asleep?
they're just out.
Okay,
Unless someone shakes them awake.
sure.
Which, by the way, I'm also going to, like, as soon as I see anyone start shaking people at the bottom of that tunnel, I'm just going to gas as well, because I'm just waiting.
Sure. So it's their turn now. The pirates' turn.
The sleepy pirates?
All of the pirates.
Ooh.
So first, their pilot is going to make some maneuvers.
The pirate pilot.
Yes.
The real juror.
And begin to lose control of his airship. Everyone who's up top, make either an athletics or acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, I guess.
Whichever one is higher, probably.
9.
14.
13.
13.
Inspiration. Give me my birthday present now. Okay, 14.
Cool. If you got above a 10, then you keep your footing and don't fall prone.
Good use, good use.
Happy
If you got below a 5, then we'd be making some other rolls about, it's kind of a long way down. But you didn't. You're all great. But about those folks on the ladder,
Oh.
yeah, they're doing pretty good too. There's a lot of shouting and profanity coming up through that
As
hatch
There should be.
as they're all getting slammed around in there in close quarters, and they're all wearing sharp armor and trying to pile out at the same time.
Ow.
It's a bit of a comedy of errors.
Oh, so there's more of them.
Yeah.
Gas.
Go ahead and roll up that sleep gas damage you got
How far away would they
Some
be
dice.
from you.
Just hack some more, thank you.
from that
From
one?
him. Well, he's just spraying straight down through a confined little shaft with a ladder in it.
So they're all within range?
Sure.
The ones that he can see.
Okay.
So I'm concerned that the sleepers are getting jostled and awoken.
Mhm.
Is that a problem?
Potentially it is, yes.
That's okay. If any of them took any hit point damage from being stabbed with each other with spikes to wake them up, that actually counts against them in terms of whether or not they're affected by the gas. So the more hurt they are, the more gas they are. So, yeah, Galaxy Brain.
How does that work in terms of
20.
hit point damage?
A total of 20?
Yes.
affect-
If I deal more gas damage than they have hit points, they're out, and the remaining damage can move on to the next creature. These are yours. So if I hit like I do 20 points of sleep damage, and I hit, let's go with 5 people at 4 hit points of sleep, they're all out.
Uh-huh.
And if I hit 2 people, and then one of them has like 19 hit points, and one of them has like 20, like 5 hit points, Mr. 19 hit points drops, and 5 hit points is unaffected.
Actually, you
Or
start
vice
with the
versa.
least amount of hit
Oh,
points.
go
and then
5.
count up.
5
So-
drops, and then 19 doesn't. And I'm good at 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I clearly didn't just spend all of my time learning 3rd edition inwards and outwards and just assume I could just, YOLO my way through 5th edition. That's not a thing I did.
So
All right.
the sleepy ones landed on top of the ones that didn't fall asleep, and then they got jostled awake by spikes and bad maneuvering on the part of their pilot. And then the 2 that fell asleep immediately, like, you're there. You can see them. You're spraying them, and they're the one on top has a again, like, sort of medium waist mail and a like shark fin themed helmet that is snagged on the side of the shaft. And he comes to, and he bares his teeth at you, and then just immediately slumps back to sleep. Followed by the one directly underneath him, has a bit of a similar reaction, but more muffled because he's got a guy lying on top of him. And the weight comes back down. Do the other 2 in the shaft hold on to the ladder? They do, but their arms and shoulders are kind of full of bros.
Do they take any falling damage from the spiked metal things falling on them, I guess?
That's a fair question. I'd say they each take at least a point. So,
I'm now running on empty, so I'm going to put this away, and now I'm reconsidering what I'm doing here.
Just your life?
I don't have.
Yeah.
Yes, Yes.
Awesome. Also, I'm taking a moment to think about how Getty looks on top of this like madly swaying airship, because he has like a nice sort of country doctor look to him, like a suit jacket and a nice shirt, and just the thought of all of that blowing like in the wind and the smoke.
Oh, I look cool, but I'm still having a damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not an insert thing here.
Yeah, but like it that moment of crisis looks even cooler as like the wind is blowing and there's a bit of a Michael Bay like slow pan around you.
Oh yeah, we got to start low and then you raise up as you do the slow pan. To make sure you get some of the parallax effect in the background.
Oh yeah.
Not everyone can do it the way Michael Bay does. I mean, we all dunk on him, but the man knows cinematography.
Hey, this is episode 5. We are definitely blowing our imaginary cinematography budget on great character moments.
That's all we got.
Speaking of great character moments, Theo, so you're standing on the bridge. The last thing you did was drop a cloth-yard shaft through a pirate's head from dozens of yards away.
And I very definitely did like a, yeah, I'm cool, hair smooth afterwards. And now as far as I'm aware, he was the only person who is not one of my friends that I could see.
Yes, at the moment, all you can see down on the deck of the top of the envelope there is your bros.
Okay.
There's a cheetah.
Yeah.
There's a mad woman with an axe, and not a mad woman, determined woman with an axe, and a doctor. So what's up? You're kind of far away from the action right now.
I kind of am. And I feel like, I mean, everyone else did it, but I don't feel like jumping onto jumping from one airship to another airship without, I mean, if I can swing on a rope, it's something that Theo might do. But just like straight up jumping is not Theo's thing. Swimming or swinging or backflipping would be more his style, but jumping not so much. So I'm going to tell Rusty to move over, and I'm going to do a hard bank and descent to try and get eyes on the situation and see if I can see anything while I'm doing the hard bank and descent, if I can see anything that looks like a cockpit
All right.
on this shot.
Rusty moves out of your way and immediately goes to shut the window.
God damn it.
Go ahead and give me one of those sweet piloting rolls.
Okay.
The stakes
Sure.
are high. You're
Yeah.
in close quarters. You're in kissing range of this other airship.
I'm
Check
trusting
this.
you.
Get another one.
That is what?
Get another one.
Another die.
Yeah.
They all work the same.
So
Give me your total.
That is, I get my. This is a piloting dexterity, right?
Yep.
So that is going to be with proficiency. That is going to be an 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
What was your original die roll?
6.
6. I love it when you roll like this.
I know, right?
Because then interesting things happen.
I know story.
Yeah.
Is so much more important than success.
The other pilot is making choices at the same time that you're making choices.
Oh, this is
and
great.
like he didn't have his blinkers on.
That's how a lot of accents start.
New York drivers.
He turns
No offense, New Yorkers.
he turns in towards you, or they turn in towards you, while you turn in towards them, and you're on top. So this beautifully rustic post-apocalyptic gondola you have on the bottom of the Calamity Jane, which is all boxcars on one level, and then like cabins and a converted pleasure yacht's bridge up top. There's some kind of like a mooring spike or like yard arm hanging out of the front of the of their envelope, and your bridge level goes right into that.
Oh no.
So it lodges like through, like perilously close to your face through the windows that smash, and Rusty's standing right there, and he's just closed one window when this huge spike comes through 4 of them.
But now you
What-
can walk to the other ship.
And you hear what is probably the sound of those scary-looking metal shark fins coming out the sides and top of the envelope, or mainly the one coming out of the top, ripping through the fabric gondola on your starboard side.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to be spending all night fixing that.
And then, well, I mean, that's a lot already.
It was a 6, not a 1.
I know. Well, no, it was an 11 because
It's
you're
11,
actually very good at this.
Yeah.
But again, the other person didn't have their blinkers on, and this is what happens. Yeah, and your momentum drops a bit because now you're sort of just putting pressure on each other in opposite directions.
I was
So
interested.
you're locked in the air.
I was interested before, but now I'm hooked.
I appreciate you. So then, this would be a point where I ask you all on top to make athletics or acrobatic rolls again, but you rolled really well last time, so we're going to let that ride.
If there were any more dad jokes going on, we'd be in a smoky room full of wood paneling while we're all looking through a 1984 Subaru Brat Chilton's.
Well, buckle up and let your eyes adjust to that sweet 70s lighting level in the rumpus room, because that might be happening.
Are we going to be actually like pulling out a Chilton's over an 84 Subaru Brat?
Possibly. Stay tuned to find out. Yolanda, so you're up top. Theo's busy with the terrible parking job. Getty just gassed a bunch more fools. What do you do?
Okay, it's times like these I really wish I had a grenade.
Sure.
But I don't. So I'm,
When don't you wish you had a grenade?
well, yeah, yes.
It's probably something the sheriff used to say a lot, but like you've never actually seen one before.
Yes, but now I'm looking at this pile of sleeping bodies and more enemies coming from the back, and I'm like, this would be a great time to just throw a grenade down there and kill them all.
It would.
But instead, in our state, I'm going to have to do bespoke hand killing, which
Artisanal.
artisanal killing. Yes.
Locally sourced.
Yes. And
I personally really appreciate the similarities between a great axe and a pogo stick.
how efficiently can I kill these sleeping gentlemen
Well-
and ladies?
Well, you're still at level 2, which means you'd only get one swing per round. But if you jumped and applied some pressure, you'd be hurting the one on top and also doing the equivalent of falling damage to everyone else in the stack.
Okay, let's give that a try. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate your advice.
Yeah.
Because in real life, I'm not an expert.
Yes. It's like every time one of these happens, one of these acoustic panels like turns into wood grain.
I gassed them so you wouldn't kill them. I don't know. You don't know that. Whatever. Do it.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
I okay, so I'm gonna like kind of try to do like a running, jumping, like sort of hit the top and see how many I can take down along the way.
It's so this is think like on a Navy ship or one of the scenes set inside a Zeppelin in several pulp movies. It's a very narrow, like barely 3 or 4 feet around circular shaft. So it's probably more of a close to the body motion.
Yeah. Maybe like a jump and a scrape.
Yeah. They're also the closest one is also about 8 feet below you.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to go in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Alrighty. Well, let's see what happens. So 19 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Um,
Oh, actually, I roll with advantage because they're
Oh.
unconscious.
let's see if
Let's see if
that-
it's better than
yeah.
a 19.
No, it's that's fine.
I ask because 20s can always happen.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and then that where would we be? Okay, and then I think I forgot to get a D12. Sorry,
You forgot to get a D?
D12. Ah. Here we go. Sorry. And so then I get 1D12 plus 2 slashing damage.
That sounds right.
Okay, yeah.
If that's what your character sheet says. All right.
Okay.
It just calls them like a season.
11. And can I? me?
Well, so the 11 reduces the hit point total of the one on top of the stack. Roll me a d6.
A 3.
And that goes straight to everyone on down the line.
Okay.
They're all open up now.
That's okay.
And so this is like pretty much the definition of a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Like there are two people on a ladder who are being compressed by two people lying down on top of them, and then the paladin landed X first.
Yeah.
Oh, I should roll to see if the ones below. Hang on.
Oh,
They do not.
no.
Yes,
I was I haven't actually gotten to use any spells.
Oh,
And I was wondering.
do you have an opportunity here?
Yeah, I do. And so I was wondering if, because it's, they're all Adjective Smite.
Uh-huh.
Is kind of how the spells are.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if Thunderous. So let's see. Would thunder damage knock him farther forward?
What does the spell say?
Okay. The first time you hit with a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Attack during the spell's duration, your weapon. Oh, I know I need to cast it first. Okay, sorry. Your weapon rings with thunder that is audible within 300 feet of you, and the attack deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage to the target.
Yeah.
Additionally, if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Is it a bonus action to cast it?
It is, yes, it's a bonus action to cast it.
You can just say you did beforehand. We see this problem all the time with druids and barkskin.
Yeah.
Just say you did beforehand.
Yeah, so, okay, so let's, but with that,
I hate it.
with, it's what?
There was an inside joke for our other D&D game going on.
Okay.
Which I appreciated.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry, I'm only level 2 people. This is my first time to get to use my compact spells. And so, with that, do we think that would help, push people along and injure them and
Yes.
make their lives hellish?
Yes, we would.
Okay, in that
I
case,
think we definitely would see that.
I'll go ahead and do this, and then so I'll go ahead and get an extra 2d6 damage to him, thunder damage, and then he will be pushed 10 feet away from me and knocked prone.
Just straight down, apparently.
Yeah.
This is Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and you've learned the downward thrust ability.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, roll that up.
For nobody,
So
really.
7 is
7.
my additional damage.
So the one
thunder damage.
Thunder damage. So the one you hit already took enough damage to get knocked out. He takes more damage than that. But also the pushing ability goes off. He automatically fails his saving throw because he's probably dead. And the whole stack gets sort of shot down the shaft. So you know that bit in the Two Towers? I know 2 weeks in a row I'm making Two Towers references, where Gandalf and the Balrog are falling into the great cavern, trailing smoke, and there's a sword out, that sort of thing. Is everyone with me on this? It's like that, except it's Yolanda up top, and Three Stooges like just a tangle of pirates in shark-themed armor.
Yeah.
Dropping their weapons, Peter Pan style, biting straight through the knife they were holding. And then you fall. Actually, no, you can make... Okay, do you want to follow them down?
No.
Or do you want to grab onto the ladder?
I'll grab onto a ladder.
Give me an athletics
If
check.
you follow them down, you can still land on top of them again.
Oh, could I? And I could hurt them again?
Yes.
Oh.
You'd be exposing yourself to some falling damage as well, but you'd also be adding extra damage to that.
Oh, yes, I would like to fall then.
Okay.
You could grab
well,
the ladder and then fall some more.
Roll, since this is your doing, give me a d6 worth of damage for their own falling damage.
2.
2. And then give me a d6 for the damage that they will again take, and you will take as well.
3.
Okay, so they take another 5.
And the 3, that's from my heroism hit points. And so it's going to just regenerate anyway.
Nice.
Yep.
Nicely done.
I love it when teamwork works. So that was an exciting turn. Hey, Fennec. So Getty is there, probably staring in horror. Yolanda and you heard a tremendous, thunderclap the whole airship shook. Actually, yeah, even as far away as the cockpit or the bridge of the Calamity Jane, you
300
heard.
feet.
Yeah, you feel the currently conjoined structures like reverberate with this. You might want to be worried.
I'm a little worried.
Yeah. Usually that sort of thing means
Yeah.
explosion or something.
I'm pretty sure that was 2 explosions on top of each other.
And Fennec is a cheetah up top. So what's Fennec about right now?
So all of the bad guys are down the deep hole,
Yes.
and Yolanda is on top of them.
That's where you last saw her go.
So, is there any conceivable way I could get around Yolanda to get at the bad guys?
Sure. Do you want to? You've got a lot of movement because you're a cheetah.
Uh-huh.
So you want to scoot up and take a peek down?
Yeah, if they're 20 feet down, I want to pounce on them.
They are like more than 30 feet down at this point.
So I would like, I guess.
So you want to launch yourself down this narrow shaft.
I need to run
avoid
at least
your
20
friend.
feet to pounce at them.
We're going to count falling distance
As
towards
pouncing?
as pouncing distance.
I
yes.
like this, yeah.
Yeah.
Should I roll acrobatics for that?
Yeah, you're going to roll acrobatics to make sure you miss Yolanda
okay.
and hit a viable target.
Okay.
No, wait. Why roll acrobatics? This will be rolled into your attack roll that you make.
Okay, so 1d20 is
Yeah.
what I'm rolling.
Give me an
Okay.
attack roll with dem claws.
We rendered them unconscious.
Oh, wait, with claws? Sorry.
A paladin fell on them.
Okay.
And then we threw a big cat at him.
Okay, let's see what
I
happens.
love this
We
game
got,
already.
I turned myself into a grenade.
Yeah.
We have
Be
a
the grenade you want to see in the world.
What you got?
18.
18? Yeah, that's good enough to miss your friend and hit someone in the stack who is still alive.
So the target must succeed at a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone, which they're probably already prone, but
Let's do that claw damage first to see if.
So this is a bite.
Oh, a
attack.
bite. So let's do that bite damage first.
Yeah, let's get it right. It's a bite attack, okay? Sorry. I respect you.
No, that's okay. Oh, you know what? I am going to have you make an acrobatics roll. And the reason why is to see if you can, like, rebound your way down the shaft to avoid the falling damage.
Okay. Wait. that
Otherwise, you're landing face first, sharp face first
Oh,
on
yeah.
the target.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. Ah! Nope, that's my lap. That's not. Okay. Okay, that's plus my acro. 16.
Oh, you're great. So there's bounce, 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 bounce.
Cheetah
Yeah.
parkour.
Like one of those retro side-scrolling like games where you can do the wall jump.
I like it.
You just wall jumped your way down and landed face first on a pirate. Tell me about that bite damage. How much?
Okay. We got a D8. No, D10. I get D10. D10. Oh. 5.
So, funny story about how much hit points he had left. So your teeth go in like through like his upper arm, and like Yolanda, he's got some kind of repurposed tire material with extra stuff sticking out of it. But you're like old crumbly rubber, like it just shreds underneath your teeth, and you rah, and he was just about to pick himself up and just collapses.
So I actually did
The
it
rest of them are-
backwards, by the way.
Oh,
I
what's
do a
up?
claw attack and then a bite attack.
Oh.
I get both.
Okay,
But
cool.
let's just continue with that as canon, and then I'll do the claw on the next one, or do you want to reverse it?
It's fine. We'll adjust going forward.
Okay.
It's
But-
okay for now.
The pirate's
I have
blood.
to tell the truth.
But the pirate's blood, as you taste it, does it taste like pickles?
Okay, can I get the next guy with that other one?
You have another attack in this form.
I have claw.
Yeah, go ahead and claw.
I get a bonus attack.
Yeah, there's one who is standing
Oh.
and one who is pinned under a paladin.
Which one looks more delicious right now?
Probably the one who's standing.
Okay, yeah. We'll get him then. That is a 7
To hit?
damage.
did
But
you-
I can try to hit him.
Yes, you would need to hit him before you can do damage.
I also hit him because I got a 20.
Yep, 20 beats his armor class.
So
That's good.
So how much damage was that?
that I did.
I thought it was a 7.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more than enough. So you pounce on this one guy, bite him, he collapses. The other one turns to you in horror, like he dropped his hatchet, but like in a weird way where it hooked onto his arm. And he's just aghast at this.
It's a stupid fit armor. See, it's completely impractical.
Yeah, yeah. Their aesthetic at the moment is the least of their problems.
Really? Well, if it wasn't for the stupid aesthetic, he'd probably still have his hatchet now, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
There's a person with a huge axe and a cheetah on them.
And
that-
when you're experiencing axe and cheetah-related mishaps, you don't need your clothes screwing with you.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% of the time. Why have clothes screw with you?
And then an oversized, adorable cat's paw, which is also at the same time made of knives,
It's like wearing high heels to the zoo, okay?
swipes in. There's just blood, and he collapses as well. So, back around to the top on a 20 is when more interesting airship things happen. So you're there at these controls. And there's a bit more of a tearing sound from your envelope.
From our envelope? Or
Yeah, as the engines push. Not as much as before when you first shredded into each other. It's not actual more damage for your airship, it's just...
Okay.
It reminds you that you're locked together right now.
Okay.
In fact, if you wanted to pull away, you'd want to be careful and not like...
I don't
do
know
more-
how to back off sideways.
Yeah.
That's
it's-
not something that was taught in pilot training courses. It's like parallel parking, but no.
Yeah, you don't have the engines that go sideways,
Yeah.
so it's pretty tough. Yeah, and, well, you have a pretty decent view out the front of your airship. It's, somewhat blocked by this, like, 8-inch thick spar, but you can still see the blue enveloped airship is getting further and further away from danger.
Our work here is done. Fuck.
Then, it's Getty's turn.
So, I've been clutching on for dear life by a manhole on top of an airship that just got rammed by another airship.
Yes.
They've kind of rammed each other.
Yes.
It was
I
a
can-
co-ramming.
It's a sort of a co-ramming.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I've now completely lost faith in either your and Rusty's ability to fly this thing. Sorry. Hashtag
It's
sorry,
valid.
not sorry.
It's valid.
I have no more first level spells. I am a doctor. I don't carry a gun or a sword or any of those other things. So I can't fix any of the problems going on down there. It kind of makes me sad that you're killing the people I tried to gas so we wouldn't have to kill them. I can't fix any of these problems. But what I can fix is the problem with the airship. And I figure that if we can let some air out of the side of the envelope, we might be able to get that sideways thrust to lodge this thing free. So,
Out of the side of your envelope or their envelope?
our envelope, there's got to be some exhaust that we can
Oh,
use
sure.
to reduce our lift so we can actually land. So if we can deploy some of our landing exhaust, we might be able to get ourselves clear. So I think I'm going to go try out that idea. So I'm going to run back to our airship. And seeing as how they're now conveniently merged into one sort of like Cronenberg airship monster, I'm going to go ahead and just run back to the Calamity Chain.
Great. Acrobatics or athletics, whichever is higher.
Acrobatics. 21.
21. Nice.
I run. I take a quick little hop to hop down onto the little landing spike, and just run directly into the bridge. I run through the bridge, shouting at Rusty that tell Patty and to Niccolo to get the landing gear out. I said to get the landing exhaust ready,
You got it, Duck.
and I'm going to proceed straight to the engine room.
Okay. Rest of your turn is sort of running the length of the gondola.
It's the Star Trek Kelvin reboot, and we're just gonna have a big scene of me just running and close, because that's action's happening.
Yeah. Action is happening.
Action's
You're
happening.
running.
Gonna have lots of scenes where I'm running fast.
And as you're running, you hear Rusty on the intercom.
Yes, I'm mad too. I have the exact same opinion about Star Trek as you do. Whatever it is, It's the same opinion. So you can't send me flame mail because it's your opinion. That's the opinion I have.
Summoning those other 2 workers to go do that thing you asked them to do. Wait, there's something about the landing gear?
Get the landing exhaust on the... Which side is the one that's...
Starboard?
Starboard. Get the landing exhaust on the starboard side out. We're going to use that to pull ourselves free.
So he repeats that for the intercom while you're running toward the engine room. Pirates. So there's one who is still conscious and currently underneath Yolanda. So he wiggles free. So where you landed now is you crashed through, there was an already open hatch at the bottom of this ladder. You went through the space at the bottom of their gondola where there's like room to walk around next to the cables holding down the nets full of gas cells, which are like supersized party balloons, and there's just dozens and dozens of them inside this gondola. So you're down in a corridor that kind of reminds you of the one running the length of the Calamity Jane. You see cabin doors on either side. You see an open door leading into a bridge or a cockpit of some kind. There's lighting in here. It's flickering yellow fluorescent lighting. Like you can hear the tubes hissing and zzz. And there's no one else in here but a pile of bodies and Cheetah and you. But the one body that still has some vim rolls out from underneath you, pushes himself to his feet, doesn't have anything in his hands, so he reaches down and picks up the closest dropped melee weapon at hand, which is the hatchet that fell off the arm of the recently cheated competitor. And he's gonna... And he has a moment where he's holding a small axe, and you're holding a very large axe.
Do I have a moment to yell, "Do you surrender?"
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to ask for his surrender.
Would you like to put some oomph behind that with an intimidation roll?
Yes, I would. I would like to intimidate him into surrendering with my large axe. Axe.
We didn't make the joke. You made the joke. You got a cool one-liner to try to give yourself advantage or something? Come on.
I have a
I
nice
think
ass.
the 19 is fine.
I feel like the one-liner is there, but it's you holding up the axe, and there's the sound effect of like the metal, like the glint off the metal, the shing. Let's see if this punk feels lucky.
You
No.
fucking serious, bro?
Oh. Oh.
He doesn't. And he throws the hatchet away and backs up against the bulkhead, awkwardly scraping his aesthetic shark fins across the paneling, and is like edging away from you and trying to get away from the arguably as frightening cheetah at the same time, and he's just there.
Okay.
Enemy pilot.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Feels like this situation is not nearly complicated enough yet. There is certainly not enough to be keeping track of in our heads right now.
No.
Also continues to, like, this person is having a long day. I need you all to, like, put yourself in this pirate's shoes.
I am in this pirate's shoes.
Well, you've been driving for like 6 hours straight. You haven't even hit a gas station. I mean, come on. Like, your legs are tired.
Right.
I've been sitting all day. Oh, how am I going to be driving? You're sitting all day. No, try it.
Their difficulty number is increased on account of some accidents having happened. And tries to keel over hard to starboard to get away from you. So you hear more tearing. You also see that Spike like wreck a bunch more of your windows as it clears the cockpit. Cockpit and bridge, I'm going to use them interchangeably. Deal with it. And yeah. So you're more parallel, but still like from the movement of the ship, you can still feel like there are some fins wedged, like in your.
There's something wrong with this situation.
Yes. I'm going to assume, since it didn't come up last time, that you guys had pulled the rigging in on the sides for your
Yeah.
sails. So there's probably not catastrophic damage to your sails on that side.
That pun, you just walked right back into the wood-paneled rumpus room, and you served yourself a bit of Dad's Rich and Rare with some RC Cola, okay?
Dad jokes, Lord, I love them. Dad jokes, can't get enough of them.
Producer, make a note to acquire some cans of Dad's root beer for next time.
There's some Rich and Rare to go with that.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what they do. Then, well, let's see. There's more pirates on this ship. There's a commotion as two more come in through cabin doors. When these bang open, you hear wind because they are rushing in from whatever open doors they were firing their weapons out of. Those rockets you saw streaking towards the other airship. And one of them has a large, gnarly revolver in his hands. The other has a sword that looks kind of like one of Theo's swords, probably made out of like an old leaf spring or something. They burst in, and before they can lose their composure, they attempt to swing, one at the cheetah and one at the paladin. Or the one with the sword swings it at the cheetah. Hey, does an 8 hit you?
No.
Okay. And the one with the gun goes bang bang towards the paladin. That was a 5. I hit it with the other die. It was not a 17. Which, cool. So it's a bit like that scene in Pulp Fiction where the guy comes out with the revolver and doesn't hit anything and everyone's frightened. He blazes away with it, and there's a bunch of bullet holes through the bulkhead on the other side of you. But you didn't feel anything.
Is the Pulp Fiction?
Or is
Yeah.
it more like, bye, Felicia?
It's a little like both. Whew, they're not rolling well.
Yes, and.
Theo.
There's this passage I like to quote. It kind of fits this occasion. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. Mashup. So Theo.
So I hear I see Getty running on by, yelling about dropping the ballast on the starboard side. And since I'm sitting at the controls, I'm like, you know what, that's actually a really good idea. So I loosen the ballast on the starboard side.
All right. Give me a piloting roll.
Does he get any kind of bonus since Patty and DeNicola are also helping?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great point. Since you did give those orders for the crew to help him, roll it with advantage.
That's a 19 already.
20s happen.
Well, hey,
It's a 19.
It's a 19. Nice.
almost there.
You hear remarkably little additional tearing, and then you feel the airship pull free. You are no longer locked in the fins/jaws of the shark-themed one.
Okay. Good advice. That actually, I didn't expect that to work. Cause well, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was that over the intercom?
No, that's just yelling down the hallway.
Okay. You're welcome.
Do I have eyes on the pilots? Do I have eyes on the bridge of the jets?
The
the sharks.
The sharks. At this moment, you don't. You dropped ballast on one side, and you were already just a little bit above them. And you spent your piloting action getting away.
Okay, and that's my full action. That's not my bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Piloting takes a lot of attention. So
Yeah.
yeah. But you got them free.
Yeah.
And they're no longer wrecking more and more of your stuff round after round. Yolanda, so you're there. One is surrendered, and he's not quite sure what he's going to do now that he's been joined by his companions. And his companions are there, and have attacked you. So what's up?
Well,
What are you feeling?
all right, what I would really like to do is, well, how far away is the cockpit? down this hall?
Oh, if you go barreling down this corridor, you'll be through it with actions to spare.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, girls got it. So I'm just going to go ahead and barrel on down to the cockpit.
Okay. You burst in, and there are. It's a cockpit that looks like it was actually made out of an airship's cockpit or bridge instead of repurposed from something else. It's got the kind where like there's a pilot and co-pilot station, with a catwalk between them and intact glass windows paneled all the way around underneath.
We'll be taking this. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, and there is a pilot and a co-pilot, or at least you see two people in chairs next to a whole bunch of controls, and they hear clomp, 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 and turn around and go a little bug-eyed. These two, because they have to be strapped into sensitive equipment. They don't have a full-on sharp metal shark thing going on. One has they're wearing like leather armor or up-armored leather jackets. One has a brown pilot's cap on and big goggles. The other has a bihawk and also big goggles. And they both turn and gawp at the warrior with the bloody axe.
So what I would like to do is kill the co-pilot with my axe while telling the pilot to surrender.
So polite.
Sure.
Just so polite.
You're not sure which one is which. Bihawk's on the left and flight cap's on the right.
Okay, I'll kill the one on the left.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Do you want to power this one up with a smite?
Oh, well, let me...
He's helpless. He's strapped in a chair.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the type of.
You know what? I'm going to hold it,
Situation.
and I might do a divine smite with it, which is also a Why are your eyes doing that?
What are my eyes doing?
They're doing that thing. They got kind of like big. Because a divine smite actually uses my other spell slot because I've only got two. Because I'm just a
'Cause-
freaking paladin.
Right.
I mean, and I thought that might be funny, because then I get like an extra 2d8 for using my spell slot to do that. So I thought I would do that so that I would make sure that since these are like undamaged people, I would kill them really thoroughly. Was kind of my vision there. Do I have? I don't think I have to do divine smite beforehand because I think it's an add-on action to my regular.
Oh yeah, your divine smite ability. Yeah, I think you can declare that afterwards.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just like hit them, and then if I do hit him, then I will go ahead and use that spell slot to divinely smite him, and then yell surrender.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
Oh, I mean, a vague threat is nobody's friend, right? Right. And so I just need to really make it clear what's happening here, and I only need one of you. So yeah.
Yeah.
Watch me roll a 1. After all these grand plans. 20.
Oh.
Not like natural or anything, just 20.
Yeah, great. I mean, he's sitting in a chair. He doesn't have much room to dodge here.
Yeah.
So that's a hit. Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the divine
Divine
smite.
So you're divine. So it's not really divine because setting, but you feel you tap into that wellspring of power you have within.
Of anger.
Of anger. Yes.
Is it a glow smite?
Oh yeah. If it's a magical power at all, it's powered by the glow.
A gorgeous ladies of wrestling smite.
Okay. So then my damage is gonna be 1d12 plus 2d8.
Uh huh.
And then plus 2. As
Nice. Because you're strong.
well, it's plus 2 slashing damage.
Yeah. It's because you're strong.
Okay. Yeah, that's 17. Plus, I'm sorry, 19. 19 damage.
Great. So what's the damage type on your smite? What kind of damage does it add? Is it
Radiant.
radiant? So there is a There's the smell of ozone, and there's a blue flash as your axe digs in. Were you like gonna off with his head, or just kind of like in the chest?
Yeah, I just
or-
want to kind of chop off his head with one like incredible blow, just to show his friend that he has that they're all gonna die, and so he
Yeah.
needs to just surrender.
So let's get a few things straight. That blow was incredible.
Yeah.
The head's not on his shoulders anymore. It's rolling around on that curved window underneath.
Could have like bounced off the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like it's narrow catwalk. It
Yeah.
ended up on the windows down there
Okay.
after bouncing. And the other person is going to test their own resolve.
Okay.
And I'll let you know how they're doing when it's their turn.
Great.
This was very impressive.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I do, of course, scream, surrender. Mm-hmm. Do I need to maybe roll an intimidation here?
I'm going to count the incredible amount of damage you just did
Yeah.
as a very strong intimidation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, after Yolanda, it's Fennec. So you're alone in a corridor with one person who is ostensibly surrendered and two who have made no such promises. You're a very large, frightening, and dangerous cat. Fast as well. And your claws and teeth have already tasted blood today. What you be about?
How far away are they from me?
They
Pretty close.
are very. You'd have to take one step to get to No, you'd have to take 2 steps to get to the one who's furthest away.
Oh, well then I can't
One
pounce
step.
on them.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, unless you wanted to
Take a
like
back
run
up
down the corridor,
and
like
then
bounce off the
go?
wall and come at
Could
them.
I do that?
Yeah, you'd pull an attack of opportunity from the one who's threatening you with the sword.
Yes.
So if you're going to risk that, then
Let me see. What happens with attack opportunity with Warcaster feat? I can't remember.
that would just apply to
It
spells,
doesn't?
I think.
That's something else?
Yeah, that's something else. It's a very cool ability that would not apply in this exact situation. It just means he gets a swing at you.
Yeah. I can't cast spells right now.
Not while
because
in
I'm
beast form,
Beast
yeah.
form. Okay, somebody gets a swing at me, and I can get an extra attack. I guess that's fair. Okay. I'm gonna do it.
All right, so first, let's see how effective that swipe is. How about a 15?
Yeah.
That's some damage then.
Yeah.
Enjoy the crisp taste of 4 points of slashing damage.
Thank you. This
She-
one gave me 4 points.
Oh,
so
so that-
I'm now at my normal amount of 18.
It practically bounces off your hide.
Yeah.
So as he slashes at you, you remember my words of wisdom and inspiration, and it just doesn't even affect you.
About not getting stabbed.
Just right off my hide. Just glances off.
Hey guys, let's go out there and not get stabbed.
Yay!
So you run to the end of the corridor, bounce off the wall. Which one of these 3 are you visiting your favors upon in this
Whoever tried
instance?
to touch me.
Oh, the one with the sword.
Yeah.
Very well.
Hashtag end street harassment.
Test your math against his math.
Let me see. How does math work?
How does it?
It's a pretty deep question.
13.
13? 13 does not beat his armor class.
Ooh, can I hit him with a bite then? Can I try again?
Are you allowed
I
to?
get a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonus bite. Do it up.
That is a 18.
Addition. It's your
That-
friend.
That's definitely a hit.
Somewhere between 13 and 18 is where he can get hit.
He dodges back out of the way of your swipe, but like the foot that he planted to push off with is right in range, and the teeth go in. How much damage do you do?
Let me see. We get a bite on that, buddy. Let's see. Yes! It was meant to be. 13 points of damage.
Okay, so So when you pull away, it just that drops him. Like he's got dope pirate boots, like tall with the flippy over thing at the top. You can tell I've studied costume design.
Very much so.
Are you dating a costume designer?
Not at the moment.
Oh,
Awkward.
I'm so surprised.
Then so like you pull away and the boots offer no resistance to the teeth, and his head slams down very hard onto the ground when he loses his footing. He's probably out of the fight.
Shit. You might as well just call Monica here Donald Duck because she's in Math and Magic Land. I'm all about fresh references.
Nice.
Very fresh. Earlier today, I actually made a serious reference to the Rescue Rangers episode Gadget Goes Hawaiian.
Can
And
I
that one
take
made me
his-
really happy.
Can I take his leather boots?
In the middle of combat while
no,
you're a
later,
cheetah.
but I eyed them.
Like make a note for yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you
I'm
come back for
making
those
a note.
boots.
Those are great boots.
Yeah, no, they are great boots.
Yeah.
Then, or they were. I mean, there's like some bite damage through one of them now.
I can repair that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it adds personality.
It'll be up to you. Then, back around to the top, airship business. So what you pulled away? What sort of next heading would you have put the airship on?
I'm guessing I'm dropping ballasts. So
To go up?
Well, I think the intention was to go so picking up ballast instead of dropping ballast. The intention was to go down, drop off, so and then turn so I'm parallel to the shark ship.
Great.
That was my intention with like the whole motion. Kind of just slide off the thing, drop off, and
Sure.
now we're on the same heading, side by side.
So like maybe venting a little gas
Yeah.
and then whoosh, coming around.
Yeah.
So you.
I figured that's what the optimal way to get off of someone else's spike is.
Sure. So you've zhooshed around.
Is that a technical term? Zhoosh?
Yeah.
It's
Juche? The great Juche ideal? What?
you won't
It's
won't
an airship time.
you won't find it in the manuals, but like it's a common like workman's jargon.
Juche? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's review. You wanted to come up parallel so you could see in.
That would be nice.
Okay.
I mean, really, I thought that's just the way that you would fall off of the spike. But also, if I have the advantage of now being able to see everything that's happening on the bridge of the other ship, oh well.
This thing you've been trying for round after round after round
That thing.
has come true. You can peer in through their wide, expansive, like almost like Epcot or golf ball style, like many-paneled half dome.
And now the entirety of this bridge is thoroughly air conditioned, so I don't really need to worry about opening windows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so through the jagged wreckage of your windows, you can see through the blood-smeared intactness of theirs to see Yolanda going to town.
When Rusty closes a window, an airship opens all of the other windows.
Yes.
You know what they say? Sometimes when Machine God closes a window, he opens
all of the other windows.
all of your ventilation. Every
Yeah.
opens another one.
Does he happen to get to see the head go flying?
Like a champagne
Yeah,
cork.
that's the timing. You
Okay.
swing into it, you're like, what's that moving? And you see a
I think
head.
it's actually
Dum, dum,
falling
dum, dum.
towards us. And so I actually duck a little bit because not realizing that there's a window in the way initially.
Yeah, well, it's a little far away, but yeah,
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah.
Then, so it's Getty's turn. So you're back. You're in the engine room. The various systems that are under stress right now don't.
All of them.
They don't have like alarms rigged up to them, but they do have like flashy indicators saying like, "Hey, give me some attention." There's a bunch of that going on.
I can do this,
The engines are complaining.
or I can take my triage kit and go try to see if I can save the lives of any of those people. I'm pretty sure my crew members are now unnecessarily disemboweling.
It'll be so your airships are level and there's a little bit of distance between them now.
Are you looking to reattach heads? Is that what you're trying to do right now?
Oh, I
Like, is
envision.
there like
I'm seriously, my character, I'm fine with this. I'm playing okay. But my character would look at your actions like, this is unnecessary mass murder. And don't think I'm naive. I spent all my life on the road, okay? I'm harder than you. But fuck this. I'm going to clean up the engine room. Let's do it.
Sure.
17 plus whatever you want me to add to it.
This would be, are you proficient in any sort of mechanics kits or something?
We agreed that was going to be something, but I'm not sure what we agreed on.
Sure, so intelligence and their proficiency bonus.
Sure. I have a hair in my mouth. Get out. All right. 2, 4. All right. It's 21.
21?
21
great.
to engine.
So you've stabilized a bunch of systems that were complaining. They weren't really in trouble. They just needed a pat on the head and you got this, bro.
Maybe it's a bit of self-confidence. Maybe like a good group therapy session.
Yeah. You're also on the intercom coordinating with your other crewmates who are doing stuff at the various points where those systems are around the ship itself. The effect that you're giving the crew right now is Theo would have advantage on his next piloting roll.
Aw.
Okay. I'd also like to ask Patty to have a trauma kit ready for me in the cargo bay.
You got it, Doc.
All right.
And last time you checked on Patty, he was down in the kitchen. So he's close to where you keep all your
He is?
best medical stuff.
That's why I was thinking about it, why I didn't call him out earlier. That actually was intentional. I'm not kidding.
Nice. Good thinking. Then, Pirate Seas sorts of turns. So, wow, what's bigger drama? The fracas in the corridor or the situation in the cockpit? Let's start at the...
I would start in the corridor because I think the cockpit's drama is going to be very either final or at least influential.
Indeed. So from back to front. So the one who'd surrendered to Yolanda appears to make some mental calculations and determine that Yolanda is no longer here. Therefore, the promise that he made, he didn't promise the cat anything. So he's going to make a play for that hatchet he just dropped. Wow.
You see why we have to murder them?
No, not at all.
Aw.
So he attempts to pose an interrogative with an axe. So how about a 16?
That hits.
Okay.
He wants to die? Is that what you're saying?
He's actually trying to make it go the other direction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor honey.
So you're taking 4 points of slashing damage.
Side note, this is the first time enemy action has reduced us to below our maximum hit points in the entire campaign.
We did it! We did it! I knew we'd get there.
It only took you 2 whole fights.
Right.
Hey, I'd like to do a little PSA to all the minions out there. Guys, you don't have that many hit points. You don't owe these motherfuckers anything. You just drop that hatchet and you get out of the way. You don't have anything to prove to anybody else, okay? Minions. You got kids at home.
All right, listen, this is a very momentous occasion. It's the first time we've actually lost serious hit points, and I just want to thank the Academy. I want to give thanks to Gary Gaiax and Dave Arson, Jesus Christ, my mom, my second grade teacher, Mrs. Turner, for sneaking me all those copies of Boy's Life when I was a kid. She wasn't kidding about the second grade teacher, but let's move on.
Yeah, we got a little more action to get through.
Yeah.
This guy wants to die. That's what I just heard.
Hey, get the baby pirates at home.
Yeah.
Don't do this to your baby pirates.
He didn't consider that sometimes the what his intent was in speaking is not what you heard.
Yeah.
He felt pretty good about those 4 points of damage though. The one that had burst in through with the revolver before, these are swingy hatches, not slidey hatches. So he pulls it closed. He steps back through the one that he'd come through, pulls it closed for cover, and pokes his arm out and draws a bead and attempts to shoot a cheetah.
Everybody wants to hit my pussy.
That is a joke we'll talk about later. He gets a 19.
Did I do something wrong? I'm sorry, Internet.
No, you're fine. I assume a 19 hits you, and a total of 8 points of piercing damage.
Am I blushing? I'm sorry.
You are beat red.
What, 8? Okay.
8 points, yes.
I deserved it. I did make the joke. Okay.
Monica's horny on Maine. There we go.
We're establishing the brand. That's just what this is. And that's all the action that he's got.
No more than that. Certainly isn't.
And then, meanwhile, in the cockpit. Meanwhile, on the bridge.
Jesus. You're regretting mixing up cockpit and bridge now, aren't you?
Not in the least. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And the one in the flight cap who still has his head
And was asked to surrender.
was asked to surrender.
Nicely.
He's still gawping at you, and he looks back and forth between you with the bloody axe and his friend who is strapped in and not going anywhere. Mostly his head kind of had a little bit of a journey.
His head's going everywhere.
And the decision that he makes appears to be along the lines of shouting, "No! How could you?" As he struggles out of the straps holding him into his chair, reaches underneath his control console and produces a probably poorly maintained shotgun. And he's going to try to do to you, in a way, what you did to what was probably one of his dearest friends.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought that was going to make him surrender. That would make him like fight to the bitter end. Come on.
Well, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I
I did
mean-
roll some dice.
And it was a very high dice.
So,
I don't know,
Fire
man.
1 is going to be a 17.
Oh, that'll hit.
And he squeezes the trigger real hard so the other barrel goes off too. It does not.
Don't forget, heroism
I
regenerated.
know, I got it. But it is a shotgun blast.
From very close range. 5, 6, 7, 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so that actually takes me down 1.
Down 2, 1?
No, down just
Oh, because
one.
you just have all those.
because I have all those stacking.
Oh,
so
oh.
first it goes through my heroism.
Oh.
And then it goes through my feet, and then finally one bullet.
Just one of those little pellets.
But it hurt my feelings.
Look, Zapata said it's better to die on your feet than live on your knees. And that's the choice he gave him.
And I was gonna die on his feet.
Yeah. So,
Rest in power, brother.
so that's what he does. And also, no one's flying their airship right now. So,
No.
Theo is flying an airship.
I am flying an airship.
And he just saw that.
I just saw my friend get shot by someone who's supposed to be responsibly flying an airship in a dense traffic situation.
Yeah.
Have
And
you
he
seen
al-
these fashion casualties? Okay, responsible never came into play here.
Right. Like this is against all of the rules that I was taught about piloting airships.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of I think I'm going to give him like a little
You gonna honk and flip them off, or
I
Start
think
revving the engine, try to get him at a stoplight.
I'm really tempted to do like a bumper tap. I mean, like it's like the airship version of slamming on the brakes when someone's riding your ass.
sure.
You're gonna brake check
I
him?
do want to remind you, in terms of bumper taps,
Yeah.
love taps, slow speed
they have
collisions,
more
that sort of thing.
They have more spiky things, don't they?
There's
So much.
You didn't actually shear any off except for no, nothing came off of their airship in all
Okay.
of this. So.
I think very hard about giving them a love tap.
But then, I mean, you can still do it. I just want to let you know.
We've got a more. We need spikes. We might need spikes.
The shotgunner.
So this is another thing. So I know that shotgun is dead. He just hurts the deepest cut that you can on Lando, which is the feelings. But there's a guy with a pistol that I have no idea whether I can see or not, and he's trying to hide behind a door.
Yeah, he's within some cabin of the airship. You don't know.
Okay,
that
so
he
he's
exists.
hardcore internal.
You've never seen him.
Okay. No idea that he's there. Okay. I'm gonna stand up for Lando's feelings. And I'm not even gonna get up from the controls.
Really?
Because I've got all of this open space around me, and so I don't feel the need to go over to a window.
You
And
probably need to stand up at least to fire the longbow.
I'll stand up, but I'm not like leaving the controls.
Sure, sure.
I think everything's set. Everything's like riding on neutral right now,
Right.
so I don't need to do any hardcore adjustment.
That is reasonable.
Yeah,
You're like someone who's like driving with one hand while they're fiddling with the radio, except it's a bow.
yeah. The radio bow.
The radio bow.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about punching through any of your window panes because they're all effectively gone.
But I do need to worry about punching through their window panes.
Yeah, so just make an attack roll with your longbow and make it really good.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? Between Getty's awesome engineering and the crewmates assisting, what you can do is throw some levers to, like, I don't know, counter rotate or some other jargon the engines to like stabilize your firing platform to negate what I'm going to say they have cover. It'll negate their cover.
Not to me. I mean,
Oh, because you ignore all cover anyway.
I ignore all except full cover. And anyway.
In that case, make this attack roll with advantage.
Okay.
I have
So,
a useless bonus.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to do.
I forgot you're
like-
good at shooting the bow like all the time, all day. Yeah.
So
Thank
I'm
you for
gonna-
reminding me though.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a have a little captain moment, and I'm going to put one of my feet on one of the levers and kind of kick it into control,
Oh yeah.
and use that as my bracing platform.
And that's when Theo kicked us into high gear.
I think AC/DC is playing in my head right now.
Yeah.
And you know what? Since I have advantage, this is sharpshooter all the way.
Oh, you're gonna take the
Yeah.
attack penalty for the bonus
Yeah.
damage.
So I'm.
You got it.
I'm loving everything that's happening in this round.
I'm gonna roll nothing but ones.
Da, 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 da.
Did you curse him? Did he curse you?
I'm very interested in knowing what you rolled.
8.
Is the higher of the two?
Yeah.
Do you
Is
have
that
inspiration?
after your bonoses?
Do you have inspiration?
He's already got advantage. It wouldn't do anything. Wouldn't do anything else.
We're not letting you give anybody luck ever again, George.
Yeah.
Everything I touch.
Here's the thing, though. I want you to roll damage for your longbow.
Oh no.
Okay.
And that's when you really hurt Lando's
So
feelings.
actual longbow.
Yeah. No, give me the
normal.
full damage,
Okay.
including the bonus from the sharpshooter.
This doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, this sounds real bad.
Of
Was
course,
it high?
when Max did.
I'm actually laughing though.
21.
Okay, is this glass gonna shatter and cut my pretty
21.
face?
Oh, you're far enough away from any glass surface that it'd be.
This is a 21.
21 damage?
Including the plus 10 from sharpshooter, I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Which is max damage, which
man.
is plus 3.
I
So that's 11 plus 10 is 21.
loving the delicious damage potential on your character. So
Good to know that's there.
If
That's great.
this is on you, I'm so sorry.
okay, let's picture this awesome moment though. You got the Captain Morgan stance. You kick the lever. We hear the engines like shift. The camera follows the arrow, like starting from like the fletching and close in shot of your like fingers releasing, and you see the quiver in the string.
Yeah, it pans from the sides to behind me, then straight up the arm as the arrow releases.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
like the gap between the airships as the shaft is like doing that waving before it finds its stabilization,
Yeah.
and punches through one of those plate glass windows.
Okay.
And it's really sturdy, so like the whole thing doesn't shatter, but it actually like punches a hole with very little damage around it through.
Can I say at this point it actually goes through the head that has been rolling around.
Oh man.
I don't know where you're going with this, but
It's in the scene I've laid out. It's sort
Okay.
of at the bottom.
Okay.
And you're a little
I'm on
more
the side.
level.
Okay.
Yeah.
The assassination of Lando Coleman by the coward Theo Davis.
It goes past. It doesn't quite line up just right.
the camera shot is still following this arrow.
Well, the camera shot keeps going all the way to the pilot's head in sort of side profile, and then like right when it gets up to the ear flap of the helmet, it stops and pulls back, and we see the arrow in the back of the control console. And it sits there for like a dramatic second, and then just the thing starts. Yeah, just water falling sparks and what looks like some kind of hydraulic fluid or something else dark and viscous just fountaining out the back.
You didn't roll a 1.
No?
No. Yeah. Okay.
I fixed that, aren't I?
There's a brief crash, and then an arrow slams into the back of a console, and then something's going wrong.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think you're really used to me shooting things past you and missing everything that I need to hit at this point. It's a trope with us. I should not shoot arrows around you.
Then it's Yolanda. Oh, it's your turn. You see that thing happen.
Oh.
Also, you've been shot.
Oh.
Not a lot,
Not a lot.
but shot.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and you know what?
You've only
I
been
gotta-
shot a little bit.
I gotta focus. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker,
Uh-huh.
and then we can move on.
Sure.
So, die, motherfucker, die.
If that's
You
that's
know,
how Wanda
whatever.
rolls.
Oh, that's not very good. So that's like an 11.
An 11. His
Okay.
armor class is just a little bit better than that.
Okay.
Just a bit. He ducks.
He ducks.
Yeah. You take out something that was above him.
Sure, it's very important. Okay.
Something it has some glass in it. More glass.
It's a snow globe with a shark in it.
That'd be really good. I wish I'd thought of that. Then let's see. Do you have any other actions to do? Any?
You know, not really. I've don't have any spells left, and can I
Do you want to try and intimidate him again?
can I try and intimidate him
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
just,
Absolutely.
you know.
Roll that
Yeah.
intimidation.
Land this. Oh, that's better. It's like a 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's steep. All right. He wilts a little bit. And there will be consequences for him. Then, Fennec, so you're in a corridor. You have not taken out the one with the sword. Or wait, no, did you?
I feel like she
No, you-
did. What we have left is the newly courageous surrender.
Yes.
So
the one
the-
who pulled back behind a.
What is the term
Somebody
for-
shot me from behind a door.
Yeah,
and
Yes.
and then
somebody got up in my face.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
so
one with the
there's
axe.
hatchet guy and the gun guy.
Yeah, so the sword guy's gone, long gone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 6 seconds gone because it's a combat round. Things are happening very quickly. So what's up? What are you doing? You gonna do that trick again, or are you just
well,
gonna
how
stand and deliver?
Do I have to do an opportunity attack to get that 20?
to get away? Yeah.
I kind of want to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna do it.
All right. So it gets that free swing on you.
No.
16.
Yeah.
So, thrill to the new sounds of 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
It's wild shape. It's not real damage.
And so you go rebounding off, and like his face falls as you barrel towards him because he sees how this works before.
He sees his life rush before his eyes again.
Yes.
So for that one, I don't think I hit him. Yeah, I got lower than I did last time, so I think that's an 11.
You got any
11?
advantage to
So I
burn?
don't think that one did.
Does not. He
Yeah.
fends you off.
So I'm gonna do bite.
Bite.
That also doesn't hit.
Cool. He's wisening up to the perils of cheetah close encounters.
Can I do an inspiration to succeed at one of those?
You have
or
inspiration?
try again? I have
Um,
one inspiration. I haven't used it yet.
You can use those after the roll if you do it before you tell me what the number was that you rolled.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Too late.
So
Can
next
she
round.
growl intimidatingly and see if maybe that, God, how can I put this? Causes their bowels to come loose, rendering them at disadvantage while they deal with the crap?
It's working very well for you.
Yeah.
In this circumstance, yeah, make an intimidate check.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily putting pooping themselves up
It
as
didn't
stakes.
work though. I wasn't supposed to win this round.
Would you roll?
I got a 4 plus. I got a 4.
A 4?
It came out as a purr.
Yeah.
You hear some kind of yowling.
It was supposed to be heavy breathing.
It's like a mew, mew, and what they're hearing is kibble. This seems on brand with Monica's earlier comment.
So here we've got our heroes. We've got Theo volleying from the bridge. We've got
Our heroes are in dire straits.
Getty adjusting dials, throwing levers, moving sliders, keeping everything together in the engine room. Yolanda is squared off in the cockpit and/or bridge. And the Cheetah is fully engaged with multiple combatants in the bowels of the pirate ship. And here is where we're going to wind down for our mid-session break, leaving you on this bit of a cliffhanger.
Holy crap, it's 8:38 already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we did piss around a lot.
Well, we only had a bit of a long recap, but like we were actually moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, before we go to break, there's a few cool things I want to talk about, like announcements about cool stuff that's happening here with GeekSpaceTV.
Buy things.
Yeah. So, as a reminder, Behind the Screens is going on hiatus, but Leviathan is back and will continue to be back on Wednesday. Eat, Pray, Kill also still back and continuing as usual on Friday.
You can watch those things.
Coming up at the start of next month, Wednesday, August 1st, Lauren will be away at Gen Con, but there will be something truly super special planned that you're not going to want to miss.
Mystery box.
More info is going to be released soon. Watch for it in the usual places, the tweet source, the chat,
The social medias.
the Discord.
I hear that's what all the kids use these days to communicate. When in between like them, like the sexting teens and all those sorts of things.
Right.
I hear about at the community center
Yeah.
when we talk about.
Yeah, it reminds me. Yes, I just saw something in Newsweek about cool announcements coming about special episodes on GeekSpaceTV. So, I didn't. I'm just trying to play into the perils of teens and social media thing.
I'm pretty sure Newsweek went out of business, didn't it?
I think the website's still up.
Yeah, it's many news paper-based things. They become a website because then you can hire like some sweatshop interns. Basically, they got to use that creative writing degree somehow, and you can pay them like nothing. Just stack them like 12 to a room. It's great.
But another cool thing that happens here on GeekSpaceTV is people tune in, people spread the word, and some people even donate to help support the stream. So it's time to say thank you to those people. Mythalion,
Yay!
thank you for that sweet, sweet $10 and your thoughtful comment. Are these guys technically spirates? Does atmosphere count as space? I believe this is a shout out to Leviathan Distant Stars, also a crew-themed adventure story.
Though atmosphere does count as space because technically we're in space right now.
Yeah, we're all in space all the time,
I'm the best at space.
hurtling through it at astronomical speeds. Again, literally astronomical because everything's in space. Then William_TW, thank you for the $15 donation.
Always coming through for us.
He's awesome because he also helps update and maintain the wiki, which you can also get to from the links on the page you're watching this on right now. And check out.
He put the hashtag Monica facts on there.
Yes. Go looking for those.
He's got our back.
He said, "Great to see you all. Also great to see you."
Well, I can't see him.
Well, picture one of the kindest, most generous, hardworking souls.
Can we get like a framed photo of him, like just to sit here and inspire us?
Send us a framed photo of you specifically in a dad sweater. If you have access to a rumpus room, we would appreciate that. We will put I'll do this. Are you up for this? We put
Yeah.
it right here, and we will leave like an offering of Rich and Rare and RC Cola for you.
I'm loving this.
I will make that happen.
Went on to say, let's see if our barreling briny heroes stay aloft. Happy birthday, George.
Aww.
I'm 33. All I can think of is that Smashing Pumpkins song.
Shouting out to Popcorn Thief, who delivered us a real solid whopping hundo.
What?
I don't even know how to appropriately respond to that. Besides, thank you so much for supporting the stream.
I think this usually means I take my clothes off.
Yeah,
Do I need
that's
to-
been my historical relationship with $100 bills.
No, wait.
No.
Sure. Okay. Says
I don't know where this is going.
says I'm in your space stealing your popcorns. Way to be on brand.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And Mike Kozar, thanks again for popping in and dropping us 20. Mike said, "Is Aloft the kind of post-apocalyptic hellscape that has roving gangs of deranged roller skaters, or is it the boring kind of hellscape?"
Okay, so now there's going to have to be some roller skaters, and
Yeah.
well, only for your $20 donation alone, but also because that's bad as fuck. That's
Rocket
awesome.
roller
that's-
skates?
Andrew,
Rocket
I
roller skates.
demand roller skaters.
I am the dungeon master, and I will turn this stream around if I have to.
Okay, so you know how like in old NES games, like there would be like the purple themed enemy and the blue themed enemy and the red themed enemy, just palette swapping, dedicate damage levels. So we got roller skating gangsters, we got roller blading gangsters, we have rocket roller skating, and then rocket roller blading. But we can really stage that up. This is an enemy type, much like goblins, that can grow with us.
This notebook is going to be full soon of just roller skating variants.
You know me, I will homebrew for you. I'll go ahead and I'll put together a demo this weekend.
All right.
Some roller blading, roller goblins.
Nice.
Great.
We could even keep talking about that while we're on our break. We're going to be gone about 10 minutes. So, refresh your refreshments. Use the whatever facilities you need to. And we'll be back in just a few with more Aloft to Post-Atomic Romance here on GeekSpaceTV. Good evening. A brave Monday to you. Welcome back for the second act of tonight's game of Aloft, a post-atomic romance here on GeekSpaceTV. And, whew, man, we left things in a bit of a state. There's like a fight going on a unnamed or name unknown pirate airship above the ruins of Rapid City. And we're just going to kind of launch back into it and describe where everyone's at when we get back to their turn. So, hey, Getty, you're in the engine room.
I'm done
Of the
being in the
Calamity
engine room.
Train.
It's time to go and see if I can get back another ship.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to do that?
Well, how close are we to the other ship now? Are we in that boarding action close now?
I don't think that Theo was driving y'all back towards close range, so you might have to come up with some exciting Tarzan-style action. Maybe, I don't know.
What happened to that grappling hook that their ship had?
Harpoon?
The harpoon, yeah.
Yeah, the harpoon is attached to the top of their envelope. It's on the other airship. Do you have any kind of like nano powers from your Bard class that could bring it back, or
I'm level 2.
I don't know what cantrips?
Also,
you
I'm
picked,
out of
so
first. Oh, yes, I'm going to mend my way there.
I don't know. Maybe you had mage
Your
hands.
little, what is that? The phantom hand could not lift the harpoon because it's too heavy.
Mage, I don't have mage hand.
Oh,
It's
you
actually
don't
not
have-
on brand for me.
Oh.
All my spells are bespoke to fit my character concept. So, which means I'm not just grabbing random utility stuff because it's optimal or like that.
Yeah, who would want to like make a character that like is maximized?
In another campaign, I'm running a Blade Singer elf that's a dark elf, which is like the crappiest thing you can do with a Blade Singer. But regardless, let's move on.
Yeah. So, so you're prepped.
I'm prepped.
You're ready to roll as soon as. Do you want to ask to get into boarding range again? Command your NPCs, your fellow crewmates to like do something else.
That'll take another turn. Is our cargo hold in any way aimed at their airship at this point?
Aimed at?
Port side is.
Port side?
Yeah.
Are we at any kind of incline?
You're fairly level with them right now. Incline, like, are you going to try and jump the RV? Is that where
God,
you're
no,
going with?
no, no. Are you
Okay.
kidding? That thing is way too precious to try jumping it. It's also my medical space. What if I... no, not even thinking of that.
Oh, okay. I
Not
wasn't
even
sure
a-
where you were going with this, so.
No. Okay, well, let's get creative here.
In a
the
game
engine
of
room?
Dungeons and Dragons?
I know, I'm in the engine room, right?
Yeah, you're in the engine room.
The manifold-
Yeah.
The thrust manifolds are still... the ballast exhaust is still open and deployed from our initial turning action, I'm assuming, even if just kind of depressed down. With my trauma kit, I'm going to quickly just hustle up some stairs.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to just run into the main manifold. And
Like into the envelope?
into the envelope itself.
Sure.
And
You're there. Man, the wind is real noisy up here because there are large gashes cut into the side.
Yeah. And any of those gashes blowing outward?
Yeah.
Any of them, those gashes blowing outward at their ship?
Yes. Yes, they are.
As I'm running, I'm going to take a scalpel out of my
Okay.
kit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to jump through one of the gashes and let the air push me onto that ship. And I'm going to make an acrobatics check to do it.
Okay. Okay. So when I say, all right, gashes blowing out, like,
Which could be mended, perhaps.
Yes, but mending takes a minute just to get through a foot of material. There's no way I can stop and do those sorts of repairs now.
so there isn't the air pressure in here to push you. The hydrogen's all in like cells. I mean, like the envelope itself is rent, but like if you wanted to like swing on something or
But there could be. So
Do
I
like
think on
a
the way I
tearing-
will, on the way I'm going to fist punch some sort of lever. Oh, convenient water. Hydrate, folks.
it's key.
So I'm just going to mash some sort of button that causes some sort of hydrogen
You're venting.
to vent.
Yeah.
Just on the way and just intentionally let it kind of carry me over.
Are you going to warn me before doing that?
No.
Okay.
Is that standard practice for anybody here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I'll warn him.
Just going to shout through the superstructure and hope it gets there?
Yeah. Doing a venting action on port side. Is it port? That's what's facing them or starboard?
Starboard.
Sorry. Venting action, starboard side.
Wherever you're doing the button, there could be some sort of like intercom, right?
Here in the... No, there's a shout. It's got to be a shout from
Yeah.
there.
We're going to do some dumb Kelvin timeline style running.
Yeah.
Going to run my way up there and mash a button, grab an intercom cable saying venting action on port side as the thing spins up. I slap the thing back in there and then just kind of jump my way into the vent as it kicks me out of the manifold.
All right. This is making me really happy. So, is your mechanical skill higher or is your acrobatics higher?
Well, I think it's probably going to be my acrobatics. It's going to be a +5 bonus.
All right. Roll it.
I'm going to blow inspiration on this.
This sounds like a great opportunity for that.
That's a natural
Oh,
20. I'm in.
nice. Ding, ding, ding.
I, like a badass, proceed to jump into it, and as the vent pushes me out of the airship, I bullet myself, and kind of tackle effectively my way onto the other airship. I'm going to go ahead and let myself be human here, and bang my robot knee on the way down.
Yeah.
Kind of stop. Grab my bag and start hobbling my happy ass on over the back to the very same porthole
That you were staring down before.
that was gassing before.
You're there. That was incredible. Please give yourself inspiration again. Or please have inspiration marked.
Just erase the check. I'm gonna bubble it back in. Sure.
Then, awesome. Pirates' turns. Back to front again. So, meanwhile, in the corridor, Cheetah's there. Your last round didn't go super well for you. They are going to try and press that advantage. So, in comes the hatchet, swinging down. I'm guessing a 5 doesn't hit you? Okay. The one who was trying to shoot through the little crack in the door before tries again, and you hear click, 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 and then cursing, and then that door bangs closed. And you're just alone there with the one who'd surrendered before and then decided to try his odds against a large cat.
We make our choices in this life.
Yeah, and we must adhere to the consequences. And up in the cockpit, well, let's see.
I just rolled again to intimidate him.
Yeah. He's going to try and tackle you.
Oh,
He emptied his weapon. He's got like knives and stuff, but instead he's going to just try and bowl you over.
yeah.
So he's going to roll his athletics. You're going to roll your athletics or your acrobatics, whichever's higher.
Oh, no, okay.
Oh, wait, no.
I got a natural 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
That clapping on my.
his plan
Tell me.
was to knock you over and, like, in a show of grief and self-sacrifice, take you both through those bay windows underneath the control stations. Instead, with that kind of natural 20 action,
Yeah.
he actually rolled very well.
I'm sure he did, yeah.
Yeah, but you rolled a lot better.
I did.
Yes.
Let's not blame this man for a lack of effort.
No, I feel like he's got his whole story, his whole pathos. He was childhood friends with this co-pilot. They've been through it together through thick and thin. He saw him just killed before him, drove him mad with grief.
I'm hearing All Things Beautiful by Nick Cave playing in my head right now.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
And this is his tragic end.
Yeah, so, well, is his tragic end to bounce off of the solid paladin, or are you just gonna step out of his way?
I'm gonna step out of the way.
Or even give him a helping hand as he goes by.
I think it's necessary.
I don't think it's necessary. I think I'm just going to step out of the way and let him throw himself out the window.
I'm gonna roll his cranium's damage against the window pane.
Oh, was it weakened by the arrow earlier?
Because the arrow did go over Lando's shoulder.
It's true.
This was in the narration.
Yeah.
It's like how, you hit a solid window, nothing happens, but if you hit one that already has a crack in it,
Are you going to try to catch this guy by the foot?
No.
Ha!
Who do you think you're talking to?
He was rushing at me after I asked him to surrender nicely twice.
Nicely would have been like, walk in, put a knife to someone's head, and then say, both of you are pulling over the ship.
Lando totally put an axe to the guy's throat and kept on pushing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he did.
So, that was his turn.
Nameless shark pilot, I salute you. You led an exciting, horrific life, and I hope your death was swift.
In the arms of the angel, you will find.
And that's it for all the pirates you know about. So, Theo, you're on a 12.
Except for
Just
me.
followed up.
I got a pirate with me.
Well, he already went.
Oh.
So, oh no, you're right.
Do I get a turn? No, that's
No.
you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be next.
Yeah, he already went.
So.
Yeah.
He missed.
He's not gonna touch me.
So, Theo,
We might need some help piloting this. I just sharing that thought with you.
Through telepathic means.
Yeah, no. I mean, I look up. And I think we lock eyes, and I go.
Reading Rainbow, ba-dum-bum, sound effect in the background.
as sparks continue to fountain out the back of that control panel.
Yeah. Okay. So before I can worry about that, I'm pretty sure if you vent hydrogen or helium from a canopy whilst in flight.
You got some wobble. It didn't throw you off completely.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
expecting a drop. But
Yeah, a bit of a drop, but
Okay.
not a ton.
Okay, so I get the turbulence bumper, and so I go from being Captain Morgan, proud and arrogant, to oh shit I missed, to jumping back down into the thing. I see the guy fall out of the other airship through the window. Which reminds me to make sure that I'm harnessed in and clipped in, because I've got a whole bunch of space around me.
I think it's an object lesson.
Well, I mean, no, you've got a solid floor, and you've got waist-high walls.
Yeah.
It's just that the rest of that is open.
Okay. Yeah.
And no one's pushing you, and you're not jumping.
Yeah.
This guy literally just ran through the window. Okay?
But watching that happen, if you wanted to clip in anyway,
Yeah.
totally reasonable
Yeah.
decision to make.
Yeah.
You only YOLO once.
Is that what he was shouting as he fell?
Sure.
So, what I'm going to do, because Lando's giving me a face.
Were you just mouthing, "Oh fuck, help me"? Okay.
Yeah. Because I can't hear anything you're saying, but I go, Rusty, we have two choices. I'm gonna go for the less jumping one first. And so I'm going to match speed with the shark, rise up, and in a series of maneuvers, because this is going to take at least 3 turns, I'm thinking, try and get on top and just start pushing it down to the ground.
Yeah, this is going to be a complicated multi-stage process.
I'm also going to send Peregrine in
Ooh.
through the window that's now smashed
Uh-huh.
and attempts to guide Lando through the basic concepts of pulling an engine back.
Great.
This is going to be the entirety of the rest of my night here, I think.
Go ahead and roll me your piloting.
Yep.
You're piloting. Sorry.
I'm piloting.
You gotta pilot the ship, man.
I'm piloting.
You gotta pilot the ship.
I don't know which dice to use anymore. They all failed me.
I got some yellow ones we picked out for you.
Oh,
I thought they were very pretty.
Yeah.
Wait, we never gave him the yellow one?
Well,
No.
I passed them, but George wasn't really, being
Okay.
supportive of his friend.
Yellow is
Oh,
love.
you know
She
me, I'm
was.
self-absorbed.
Yellow,
I
and
ultimately-
yellow is for cowardice.
Is that
So
too?
I
Like
think
your belly.
there are more ways to contribute than just making attack rolls,
Mhm.
and you're doing it right now.
yeah, okay.
Yellow's also for sunshine.
I'm
happiness.
going
You're
to yell through the intercom. I'm doing something really stupid. Everyone brace. We're going to attempt to force the other airship to the ground.
There are no responses, but you imagine that everyone is swearing or grabbing onto things, or
That's my life.
Is there like an onomatopoeic sound effect for like every single butthole in an airship clenching at the same time?
I'm sure chat will tell us about it.
Yeah.
Okay, please let us know in chat.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. So those hearts coming, fam.
I seriously think
It's your boy.
the rest of the crew, anytime I say anything over the intercom at this point, they have a little bit of anxiety at the very least, if not downright dread.
When they hear it's your voice at
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
At this point, everyone's like, before they go in the airship, they like give themselves an enema or something. They just know, if not, they're going to crap themselves. You're fine.
This is why we wear the brown pants.
Yes. Great job.
Thanks. Yeah, at least it's not a 1. That's a 12.
It's the 12th. All right. So you're set up for this maneuver. You've started turning. You started the ascent. It's all getting into place. Now, give me a drone handling check for zipping Peregrine in through
Okay.
these newly opened ingresses.
Yeah.
Is Niantic expanding into this neighborhood?
Yes. Yeah. You go open a portal at the ruined coffee shop.
That's fine. That's easy. 21.
21. Oh, yeah, great. So you're driving with one
Yeah,
thing and
Yellow.
Apparently.
also like sparing swipes onto your ARM computer to send Peregrine commands and guide.
Yeah, I'm flying with one and swiping with the other.
Yeah.
It's kind of throwing off my flying, so my flying's not perfect, but my drone handling on point.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah.
So Quad Rudder zips in into the cockpit, and then it's Yolanda's turn.
Oh.
So there you are.
Can I share a moment of shame I just had? It's an ultimate cardinal sin to make, really these days, to make a stale, tired Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference here, but like I couldn't help but notice your favorite color here was blue, no wait, yellow.
No, wait, YOLO.
Sorry. No, it wasn't funny, and you shouldn't
But it
find
was the
funny.
pirate that's going,
Pirate.
Or I believe Skyrets
The
is
Skyrets,
what the
yes.
chat landed
Yes,
on as
the
our
Skyrets.
portmanteau.
Preferred nomenclature.
Yolanda, what's up?
I get down, I take the controls, I look at Peregrine meaningfully.
there should be a lever. It's usually on the dominant hand side, so the right hand side. So just pull that. That should have like a thumb switch. And so you want to push the thumb switch in and then pull it slowly back.
All right, so I'm going to attempt to do this. Do I see an intercom-like thing?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
So you're here, like, these are unfamiliar controls to
No,
you.
I don't know these. Sure. So I got a 20 on my perception.
Oh, that's probably one. There's a grill next to a red button.
Please surrender. Please surrender. We have taken over your ship.
Someone's heard you.
All that remain. And I do my little pull down.
All right. So roll me one of them 20-sided dice.
Do I get any help from...
Yeah, you do. I'm imagining which negatives would get mitigated by tutoring from Theo.
Well, I can't actually see any of the controls. So.
Well, your
Actually, I can.
Your
because
drone
I-
is there.
Yeah,
With
so
the
I can
camera.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, so fun story. This airship control thing is not laid out the same as yours.
Okay.
There are different salvaged and adapted systems,
Can I
but
do-
you're proficient with all airship piloting stuff.
Yeah.
You got a robust book learning sort of education from the Sky Captain, So it still works as long as you have enough attention to spare.
So with my
To-
21,
Yeah.
can I have Peregrine go? This one. This one.
Oh yeah, even like indicating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got like a little light.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
No, I was just thinking hovering directly over it, possibly
Yeah.
even landing on it.
Add your
But, yeah.
either your dexterity or your intelligence to this roll, Holly.
Yeah, okay. Do that. Do that.
Whichever one's higher.
Whichever one's higher.
Because they're both so high, it doesn't really.
They're
yeah,
both
yeah.
so high.
Uh-huh. It doesn't really
Why?
Are
matter.
they both
Best
like
rolls.
double digits?
17!
Hey.
There you go, double
Yeah.
digits. Just
Exactly.
So what did you want to do here? What's your intent? You trying to
Do
land
whatever
it?
he told me to do. I don't know.
Okay, then what are you having her do?
What I'm having her do is slow the engine down
Okay.
and hopefully also starts losing lift, but in a very, very slow manner.
Okay, so taking it
This-
down nice and easy.
Yes.
That is what is happening. You
Ah.
hear the engines slow. And you are gently, like, the nose isn't even tilted down or anything. You're gently descending. Then
That. Keep doing that. Keep doing exactly that.
Fennec, I feel like at this point you've got like a pretty involved relationship going on with this one guy with the hatchet who tried to surrender and then recanted and then is just having it out tooth and claw. What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna claw him. No, wait. No, I want to bite him.
All right.
I'm gonna bite him.
So there's a roll involved.
Yeah.
Let us conduct the ritual.
That is. 17.
17 definitely hits him. So how much damage do you do?
Excellent. Let us see. That is a 13.
13. You want to know how many hit points he had left?
3.
It was 2, actually.
Oh, it was close.
Yeah, real close.
No kill like overkill.
Bite, chomp. He was really running on adrenaline at this point. And he goes down. And that's it. That's everyone in the corridor. Although someone did just disappear through that door.
you do have.
I would like to go through that door if I have any movement left.
You got some movement, but
Or at least open
there's
the
like
door.
a latch. And
I can't, like. I'm all paws.
you're all paws. So, oh, yeah, it is one with a lever instead of
Okay.
like a wheel.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
And you can pull it open, and behind it is a very frightened-looking pirate, nervously trying to push bullets into the cylinder of his revolver and like dropping some occasionally.
Can I growl at him very fiercely and see if I can actually roll to be fierce or if I'm just sweet and adorable?
And notice how I did already put out the call.
You did,
Yes?
yeah.
He has been informed.
He has been informed. As you come through the doorway, you don't need to roll. Like, he thought he had a chance, and then the door, like, somehow the beast came through the door that was shut. And he drops his weapon at your feet, and then backs up and is like, are you going to... is it too late to surrender? As he's putting his hands are slowly creeping up past
Can I
his
put
shoulders.
my paw on his gun
Uh-huh.
and purr at him?
Yes. And he is going to stay in place, shaking. Yeah.
Guys, we have a prisoner. We have a prisoner.
So at this point, spoilers, that's all the pirates. We're out of initiative.
Ah.
So, what's up, George?
I was waiting for my turn. I was
Oh.
going with my hands.
So you're, but yeah, no. Let's go to Getty because you beat feet. You
Yeah,
went
it's
through
like
it.
a mild, I don't know, like, Alamo situation here. Like, these guys, they were just ready to defend their ship, and now their bodies are just piled up. And like the Alamo, they were in fact the bad guys.
Well,
So,
Well, we're going to see about the bodies being piled up, because the first thing I'm going to do, because I'm sure a fair number of those people, their last hit points taken were from them being beaten up on the way down the corridor, from the constant sleep shit that kept happening to them when they kept falling down the passageway. So right as this is happening, I'm going to come down. I'm at down the stairs with my medical bag.
Yeah.
And I'm going to immediately start looking at the people
Or down
injured
the
below
ladder.
me. Yeah, down the ladder, this pile of bodies to see who can triage. And I look and I see this scene with Monica putting a paw on the gun of the guy, and I snap my fingers and point directly at the remaining pilot and say, "You."
And he looks at the cheetah for permission.
And I say,
I just like my tail's just like kind of slowly going from side to side. I'm very pleased with myself.
Fennec will let you. Come.
He nervously edges around, trying to not touch the cheetah in
I maintain
these
eye
close
contact
confines.
the whole time
Yes.
while purring.
I'm going to make a perception check to see if there's anybody left I could triage that could still live.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, that's going to be an 18.
Okay. Yes. Everyone. There's 4 bodies in here. None of them are dead yet.
Okay. I look at him and I say, "We can put you in lockup, or you can help me.
I can help.
If you try to help me and get a gun, you'll probably get killed in the process.
Okay.
Take your 2 fingers and put them right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you keep them there and maybe your friend lives.
Okay.
Okay." I immediately start triaging the first body.
Make me 1 medicine check.
Okay.
And we're gonna see.
I'm going to blow inspiration because that was an 8, and I'm trying to be awesome here, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I will take a 14.
A 14. You stabilize 2 of them.
Okay.
Actually, you've enlisted that pirate's help, so you stabilize 3, and the 4th one expires before you can get to him.
Okay, when I notice that one's dying, I pull out some morphine and I stick him. It's a waste, but that's fine.
Noted. Hey, get your inspiration back.
I didn't even erase it, actually, so I just pretended to mark it for the cameras.
So that's happening. That takes several minutes. I'm guessing that.
Is the revolver still on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you left? Have you been leaving us to triage this?
Or do you watch?
You could turn back into a human and help. She's like, I could do a lot of things.
So what does Fennec do while this is happening?
What's happening with the airships?
With the airships, what is happening with the airships? Are you, when I say you, is Theo still tutoring or guiding, backseat driving
I
Yolanda?
am hardcore backseat driving, and I'm also trying to spot a place to land where we can have the airships, if not next to each other, close enough that we're less than 12 seconds of walking away from each other.
Sure. There's a few. Going back to the possible landing zones, you were spotted when you first came to the town.
Yeah.
It looks like the top of the hospital can only comfortably accommodate 1. A very tricky parking job could put 2 of them touching the top, but not dropping their full weight on.
What about that? The industrial complex.
There's a lot of open ground over the
Yeah, I was
industrial
thinking. I
complex.
was thinking that would probably be a good place to land these things.
Sure.
But I'm also going to instruct the crew who are not currently directly involved in fixing the ship because it's falling apart to keep eyes open for scavengers, cannibals, and barbarians on the ground.
And robots.
And robots.
And rogue iguanas.
And rogue iguanas.
Roguanas.
Roguanas.
Roguanas. Something joke about prequel interstitial between the trilogies. There's also the radio crackles to life. And voice with a bit of a twang says, "This is Captain Sawyer of the Bluebell. Anyone? How's that fight going? We are not in much a position to contribute."
The fight is fought. Do you need any help with your things? Is everyone okay?
Oh shit! Yeah, we could use a lot of help.
Okay. Rendezvous at this location.
You point them towards the industrial park.
Yeah.
Yeah. This location would be you tell them
Yeah.
the industrial park.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you all scoot on north towards just wide open parking lots, sort of in the center of that cluster of.
And again, I have everyone who's not actively doing things keeping their eyes out for people who might attack us when we land.
Cool. Go ahead and make a perception check. So that's what's happening with the airships. You asked a question. What's happening with the airships? You being, I'm pointing at Monica. So that's what's happening with the airships. While that's happening, what is Fennec doing?
Fennec's kind of still in cheetah form watching this happen because she doesn't trust them not to attack because they were given multiple opportunities to not attack.
So you're watching the prisoner?
And all of the ones that are being, they're being brought back to health and they seem to not behave well when they're healthy. So
That is your experience with them so far,
I'm
yes?
not inclined to think that they're going to continue to behave well.
Sure.
So I'm just prepared to kill them again in front of Getty if they try to hurt anyone.
Your knowledge as a healer, because you're also a frontline medic for the crew, is that after these people have been stabilized, they won't be awake for at least an hour or so at the inside.
Okay.
So
I'm not inclined to have them be alive. They tried to kill us a lot of times. So I'll probably watch and then find a good position that I can get so that I can help once we get to ground.
okay.
Seeing this, I'm going to turn to my assistant and say, "Go get the gun and give it to the cat." And when I say
Wait,
that,
go-
I
what
grab
did
him
you
by
say?
the arm and I turn to him and say, "If you want to, you could try to take that gun, turn around, shoot me dead. I don't even have a weapon. Try to shoot the cat. That could happen. Maybe you'll live. Maybe you'll even escape. If you do that, your friends here are dead. And it's a very high probability the rest of the boarding crew will take care of you." I let go of his hand and I say, "We all got our choices to make." And I get back to stitching.
Wait, he's
Persuasion
getting the
check.
gun out from underneath
No,
his
no,
glove?
he's
been
threatening
told.
him. He's laying out a scenario in which he tries to, from his pirate perspective, be a hero. And he's letting him know that's just death. Minions. You owe these people nothing. Live to raise your little Skyrets.
Intimidator check, please.
Sure. Drop it.
That was a 22.
Yeah. He is speechless and nods.
And I say, "Okay, make your choice, son. Throw the cat the gun.
Excuse me, sir.
Throw the cat the gun."
And he turns to the cheetah and says, "Excuse me, sir. The doctor told me to throw the gun towards
Fennec
you."
will let you throw the gun. Now throw the gun.
Okay, and he picks it up and tosses it towards the cheetah.
Point of clarity, from what I understood, the cat was already sitting on the gun.
Oh, you moved away to
Yeah,
watch
she
the
moved.
proceedings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she said she did that.
In order to twitch her tail more intimidatingly.
The gun lands next to Tybalt, the ship's cat, who has silently padded in to stand or sit next to Fennec, and is assuming a almost identical, except in stature, like intimidating posture
I turn back and say, "You all right?"
to
Tibble.
you get a nod. So you're there stabilizing, and about half hour later, with Theo's coaching, both airships touch down.
Well done. For your first time going through this, I'm really impressed. That was really solid flying.
Thank you. I had a good teacher in Peregrine.
Oh,
Are we all together? Or
At hearing its name, Peregrine chirps. Also, the airship you rescued comes in low, like it's gonna have a hard time getting altitude of any kind again. It looks like they've extinguished their fires, but the envelope is still smoking. and they also touch down next to you.
Guys, we got 3 airships. Kind of.
Do you think that we want to take the pirate one or just raid it for parts?
I think we want to take the pirate one. I think Hill City being a 2 airship town would be a very good thing.
Are you having this conversation in the cockpit, or where are
Yeah,
you?
well, yeah.
Are we
'cause
all
we're-
together?
Well, we've
Yeah.
got.
You
We've
guys
got,
can be wherever you
we
want.
got-
We've
the
got
other
Peregrine.
Peregrine.
Yeah, we've got. Yeah.
We got Peregrine.
Oh,
We're chatty catties.
Yeah.
It's over Theo's shoulder, you hear Portia, the old coot scavenger. Well, by the what's the word that he uses? It's
Law of the sea?
Maritime law.
Maritime law.
Well, maritime custom.
Aerotime.
Aerotime.
Right.
Aerotime.
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 Time.
Aerotime custom.
According to custom, well, you guys came out on top in this one, and you rendered aid unto strangers. Therefore, the salvage is rightfully yours. Although, if you wanted to be inclined to continue rendering aid to strangers, we might be able to strip parts out of this ship and get the Bluebell back in the sky.
It's called the Bluebell.
Oh yeah,
The
the
other
Bluebell.
The shark is a Bluebell.
No,
the
no.
other ship. The
Oh.
The one that was coming to.
The blue. That makes more sense.
I want to make an insight check on the prisoners.
Yeah.
These are sky pirates. I'm sure some of them, I'm sure, are career. Some of them are going to be Shanghai. I'm going to inspect the meat.
He's gonna look into their souls.
I'm actually going
man.
to do an inspiration on this because that was a 6.
He's dissecting them too.
Okay, well, a 20.
Psychologically.
Of the survivors, which ones of them are obviously Shanghai scared kids? Other than a shaky revolver, which I'm sure must be if he's doing that.
So you assess them. You know, you're looking for tattoos and stuff like that and relative age.
You can learn a lot from that.
Gulag marks.
There's 2 of them look like they're either barely out of or still in their teens, and the rest look like a little more grizzled, like they have more. You know how like people who ride motorcycles all the time have that weathered face, like they have that Skyrit sort of weathered.
Oh
look
yeah,
about them.
you probably would get like a sort of a sky sunburn in a sense. It's a thing that actually happens to a lot of like people that fly planes, like an open top back in the day.
Oh yeah, like
Wind
between
rash.
that and constantly getting dried out from the wind. Yeah.
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 Minions. Moisturize.
But what I'm also looking for is obvious signs of past trauma, big scars, indicating a large history of violence. So 2 of them are going to be like newbies. But we only had, so we had 4, 3 surviving triage people,
Yeah.
and our shaking rookie.
Right.
I'm assuming the shaking rookie is one of the newbies.
Actually, let me double check something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shaking newbie. I need to make some.
That's
let me,
that's the name of my shoegaze band.
nice.
Shaking newbie.
Let me briefly consult my notes because I took them and they're really helpful right now. So you got 1 shaking newbie. And a total of 5 other bodies. I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. You managed to save 3 out of those 5.
Right. The ones that are living are the ones that are my current priority.
So, yeah, shaking newbie is one of the young ones. But even he's got some scars, like he's seen some fights in his life. The ones that are older look like they've survived more serious hits. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
So I look at shaking newbie and I say, how long have you been doing this?
2 years?
How you like it?
You know, I honestly thought it was a lot of fun until today.
What'd you do?
Well, we raided other ships and took what was theirs. Look, we're not great guys. Like,
So I grab one of their friends' corpses by the head and I say, you see this?
yeah.
This is where this leads. It's stupid, and you're stupid for doing this. I drop the head, like in my hand, so it just clanks loudly against the deck, and it's shark tin armor. And like, that's where this ends.
It's scared straight with Getty.
Yeah.
He is 100% with you on this. He is eating all of this up.
Okay.
And it all tastes horrible.
Okay.
Which I think is what you're going for.
And that's when I put my hand on his shoulder and I said, "You want a better job? Do you want to sleep in a house?
Sure.
Do you want to eat food? Do you want to have butter on your toast?
I mean, after I've done all of this,
Who gives a shit about this? Do you want to have butter on your toast? When's the last time you had butter on your toast, son?
like 2 weeks ago, this is actually a very profitable line of
Oh,
work.
I know it is. 2 weeks ago. What about every day?
Butter on your toast every day?
Every day.
Where are you guys from?
When's the last time you smoked a joint?
Again, like 2 days ago. This is a very
2
profitable
days
line
ago.
of work.
2 days ago. Do you ever have gaps?
I'm sorry?
Gaps when you don't have weed.
I mean, when you're on the sale, then sometimes, but that's part of the
I
tough-
haven't had a gap in my weed for 3 years.
That sounds... Where's the catch? What's the catch?
You just got to fix the airship when we park it.
I'm on it. And he reaches and there's a portable, on one of the dead ones, there's a little portable toolkit and he grabs it and straps it onto his own equipment. And then he thinks better of it and he peels off the armor pieces that look very Shark Gangster, and tosses them into the corridor, and then puts his bag back on and
Okay.
yeah.
What's your name, son?
Cameron,
Dr. Geraldo de la Cruz, but you can call me Getty. Just move to shake his hand.
pleasure to meet you, Doctor, and he shakes your hand.
Can we use that one? I point to the new one.
Sorry, what are you pointing at?
I point to the other new one, the injured one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Can we use that one?
Oh, and he has he takes a moment.
Listen, we're not going to jail anybody, and we're not going to kill anybody, no matter what they've done, because we've all had to do things to survive, because look outside. But which ones can we use now, and which ones are we going to have to use later?
Well, and he points out, this one is smart, but you'll have to watch him, and he'll probably make a break for it. This one, offer him the same deal you gave me, and I'm sure he'll be fine. This one, he'll kill you the first chance he gets.
So that one gets a backpack, and we leave him at the city limits. That one, we offer the backpack, we leave him at the city limits. And that one, we offer him the same deal. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
What I do?
What did you do?
A little bit of everything, really. I fought and I helped with the engines and I helped patch my.
That's not what I mean. What did you do?
I didn't have a specialization.
What do you see when you close your eyes at night?
Girls?
You fucking with me, son. You know what I'm asking.
Are you offering me my dreams or something?
No. Do I look like a genie?
No,
I'm asking you, what's the worst thing you've ever done?
Oh,
What do you regret?
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
You're undercutting his scene.
yeah. Hold on. This can go one of two
And he
ways.
knows that the babies taste the sweetest.
This
We meet our first cannibal.
worst thing I've ever done. He squares up, looks you in the eyes, and points at the people on the ground, and he says, "Let them down."
I'm going to do an imposed insight check. I need to see if this guy's on the level if he's going to say something like that to me. Well, I buy it. It's 5. So I go, that better be it. On the bright side, you'll have access to a library.
Great. Maybe I can learn to read. And at that point, he turns around and walks away to go do that thing you told him to do before.
Okay?
So there's a gathering of of airships, one of which has been depleted of its crew. The other has been depleted of many vital systems. And the third of which is yours, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it's, got some cuts on it, but
It's more like scuffed paint than it is anything else, right?
yeah. More or less. You're going to be able to get back to Hill City, no problem.
Okay.
So we get a harpoon, and we get, what else are we picking up?
Ammunition. Ammunition.
Yeah.
I want to pick up a whole new airship.
I would love
Is
to
it better
too.
than
But
our airship, though?
it sounds
this
like
is like I feel like we need to be walking around and inspecting all 3 airships and doing like.
But
Comparisons.
we saved one airship.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes sense to like let them keep their airship and have like diplomatic relationship with the good guys.
With the Bluebell.
Which is still
Bluebell.
like what an extended diplomacy scene that we're going to need to do
So-
to like get to know them, because we know nothing about these guys. We don't know where they're from. We don't know where they're going.
we know the scavengers.
okay. I know I just handed up with a dramatic scene here, but I just realized we could probably solve this question with a very simple. Cameron, how much of a piece of shit is this thing? This looks like a botch job.
To be honest, we're awfully reliant on parts that we strip off of the ships that we take.
If you had access to another ship that worked, would you want to strip this thing and use the parts in that one?
Depends on what you wanted to use the ship for.
A little of everything. Hauling freight and fighting pirates. What do you think?
Are you asking about the one we were chasing in specific?
No, I'm asking about this thing. Should we scrap this thing and take the parts to a better airship? What would you do?
Never waste a frame if you can help it.
Well, I know somebody who could use a frame, but the parts.
I don't know. Actually, Doctor, the way you've been talking, maybe we ought to leave all this behind.
I'd
Take
love
it out
to.
of commission.
Huh?
Maybe we ought to take it out of commission, leave all this behind.
They'd never let me leave the machine gun. I give them a smile. They'd never let me leave the machine gun.
Cut to me picking up their machine gun and carrying it over to our ship.
So some of
I
my
become like a carry cheetah. Like they're just strapping like ammunition to my
Yeah.
back. I'll get it
So
over.
Oh,
sheer
no.
weapon system, I feel comfortable stripping.
oh sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you're stripping parts out of this thing, and like some of my homework for between the sessions is like, oh, here's all the salvage you got. Here are some choices you can make for that, which I wasn't prepared to do right away. Which, to be fair, like knowing how you go through NPCs at this point, I should have been. But the captain of the Bluebell comes and introduces himself to you while you're doing your
I've got
jungle ant impression.
I've
you've
got
got-
everyone running rounds doing inspections of both ships while I go and meet Captain of the Bluebell with anyone who wants to join me for a diplomatic.
I'm in for a good Captain the Bluebell meeting.
So the rest of the regular crew, that's not you four, they're running around and like doing their checks and everything, but there's like an energy and an elation to them because you guys just won your first battle in the sky.
Except for 6 people who are watching perimeter.
Sure. But they're watching
Yeah.
perimeter with a sense of elation and accomplishment.
Yeah.
There's a spring in their stand.
Yeah. They might be bouncing a little bit.
So yeah, Captain wanders over. He's got a. He's wearing an old, some kind of old bulletproof vest over a denim jacket, and he's full on cowboy boots and a very wide brimmed hat.
Blue denim,
Yes.
really sticking the theme.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you can afford it, you can stay. Stay color coordinated. It really helps the brand.
Yeah.
And he says, like, well, much obliged for that assist.
How's your ship looking?
Whew.
Is it fixable or?
She's kind of up shit creek, but if we can get some of the parts and some of the spare hydrogen off that son of a bitch shark thing.
So I think it's possible to have all 3 ships be in a position to hobble away from this.
Yes, you think that is accurate.
So
if you wanted
yeah,
to get
if-
everyone back not too far, say back to Hill
Yeah.
City,
Yeah,
that's doable.
So Captain Theo, by the way, Theo Davis, nice to meet you.
Sawyer.
So we have a base of operations not far from here. If you would like to head back to our base of operations, we can talk about possibly refitting you, getting you up in the air, and where are you based out of?
Oh, well, we're a long way from home, but we winter in San Antonio.
Wow.
You are a long
in,
way from
that's
home.
in Texas,
Yeah.
which is really far. And he like licks his finger and holds it up to the sky, and then he points off towards
And-
south by southeast.
I mean, that's not my territory. That's way outside my territory, but I've heard the name before. Think I've seen it in some books.
Ah,
But, yeah. How are things down in San Antonio?
business is booming.
Business is booming?
We're a little far from home though, and let's
I
get
can
our
tell.
crews coordinated. Who's your chief? Who manages your minions?
Oh, we manage ourselves.
We're not really a
Minion.
minion-based society.
We moisturize properly.
He stops. He's like, "All right, okay, like who's the number one engineer or mechanic you got?"
Oh, engineer.
Where-
This will be when I start walking back from the landed pirate ship with Cameron behind me with the shark armor off and the vest. He's this guy you've just never seen before. Everyone, this is Cameron. Cameron, say hello.
Hello.
Interesting
I'm
armor.
here, I'm here to help. He doesn't have the
Oh.
armor on anymore.
Yeah.
Captain Sawyer here of the Bluebell was just telling us he's from San Antonio.
How's Texas?
Interesting. You ain't been?
Not for 8-9 years.
Well, you got yourselves a ship now. Everyone ought to see Texas at least, I don't know, all the time.
It's pretty. Remarkably unmessed with, but as the old adage goes.
Oh no, we got fucked right up.
Well,
when the
I
bombs
mean,
fell.
comparatively, have you been to Utah?
Oh, yeah, bunch of times.
Well, Desiree. Okay, you need to see me?
Yeah, let's coordinate our crews. And he whistles, and a bunch of, a mix of, judging by the uniform with the overalls and the grease stains, and the conspicuous wrenches. Half a dozen of his crewmates come over and say, "Put us to work."
I also whistle and summon Rusty over to give him a hand too.
Oh, Rusty, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Rusty arrives.
I make some basic arrangements, and then as soon as I'm done, I motion to all using. 3 of them survived. I motion towards Cameron, who's walking off of one of the crews right now. So, 3 of them survived, and that one surrendered. That one's promised not to cause any trouble and work as a ground chieftain, unless, of course, you just want to straight up murder him, or the 3 that we have. But I would be very opposed to that.
I did ask them to surrender on multiple occasions.
Well, that one surrendered. A little late. The other 3, they're not going to be going anywhere for a while. When they do, I already interrogated our new recruit. One of them, we can probably offer the same sort of deal. I used to live on the road. This is common. When you capture bandits, you give them the option. You can give up banditry or you don't. And if you do, you try to ferret out which ones are the ones that are just going to cause trouble. And then you give them the backpack deal. 2 of them should get the backpack deal. 1 of them doesn't.
What's the backpack deal?
You give them a backpack full of food and a melee weapon. You leave them at the edge of town. You give them a chance and nothing more. They can go cause trouble if they want to. They're probably going to die. But at least you gave them a fighting chance.
I mean, sending pirates out armed into my ranger's stalking grounds?
I didn't say this town.
Well, I mean, the only towns we know are this one and Hillside. Where else are we going to go?
On
You
the
want
way-
to take him over to the guys down in Keystone?
Yeah, the ones over in Keystone, I'm sure would let them walk right by.
We dropped them off on the opposite side of town of us.
But did you find out where their base of operations are? Do they have more airships? Do they have a whole
Fleet.
pirate cove?
Well, we'll have the. Well, we still have Cameron. We'll be able to ask those questions later. For now, we just got to get these things home.
I would like them to never learn about Keystone.
Mm-hmm.
Or Hell City?
Mm-hmm.
Our actual home?
You murderer?
Yeah, I am.
You murderer.
Yeah, that's my job. I go out there and I kill people who attack us. That's my job.
That's
If
not murder.
we-
And
What?
you
Defense.
do. Oh, and when you say that's defense, a amplified robotic voice says, and you do it awfully well. And you look and coming across the tarmac of this big parking lot.
Joan?
Is the Lady Joan, resplendent in her glittering mail and cape, flanked by a small cadre of those GI bots and some of the minor ones, minor MINER.
Yeah. Not like young robots.
And she comes up to the group and says, "You've proved yourselves. I think we can do some business." And that is where we will leave off for episode 5 of Aloft, a post-atomic romance.
Can we at last have a long rest?
I don't know, man.
So out of spells.
I
Can we
mean,
have dinner now?
some pretty great stuff happens with Getty when he's out of spell slots. I'm like not that inclined to give you a long rest, but
It just forces him to role play.
like he needs the incentive.
Oh,
Oh, come on. I roleplay with my spells, too.
yeah, no, but no, it was good recruiting.
So, before we say adieu, a couple of reminders of announcements. Come back on Wednesday for Leviathan Distant Stars will continue. Behind the Screens is currently on hiatus. But also come back Friday for Eat, Pray, Kill. And at the end of the month, or really at the start of the next one, our dear Lauren Bond will be away at Gen Con, which means no regular Leviathan, but so there's something super, truly special planned. So tune in to find out. I want to do some shout outs, but before I launch into my whole list of them, does anyone else have anything they want to
Shout.
thank or
I do.
what's up?
I want to say happy birthday to my fella. It's his birthday today, so.
Yay!
Oh.
Yay!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
do you wanna
Another
drop the
happy
name?
birthday.
Fella.
Do you want to drop the name?
I don't know. I don't know if he wants his name on the internet.
No, we won't.
You haven't verified yet.
Yeah. Consent. That's
He
great.
knows who he is.
Some people.
Her Facebook relationship status.
It's
Are you in a
complicated.
relationship with him on Facebook?
Never have been, honey.
Oh my goodness.
Not
The
since
youth.
2011.
What will they think of? But some people that we do want to name
Maybe never.
are Stacy, who contributed tremendous art for the show.
Oh,
Yes.
No,
you've been told to snap.
Jared, our technical producer, who as always is kicking ass at keeping things running behind the scenes.
You can generally see him in Periscope.
But no one works harder for this network behind the scenes than the person who runs it, who's Anna. So thank you for all your help, Anna. Also, big thanks to Johnny Nero Action Hero for contributing our theme song. Check him out on Bandcamp. Definitely
Yeah.
worth it. And I also want to give a shout out to coming up in Seattle, which is where we're physically located at the moment, besides also inside your computers and your hearts. Geek Girl Con coming up in October. If you check out their website, you can order passes. And there's going to be a bunch of great,
Geeks and girls
at a con.
at a con.
What?
I hear there's going to be a really cool geek space there.
Wait,
What?
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Geek,
are,
Geek Space at the con?
yeah.
Just the one.
Yeah, some really cool
Yeah.
presenters and vendors and exhibitors there.
Is
so
it a girl geek space?
We're Geek Space. That's the I'm just
yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. But I'd love it if you all came back next Monday night, 7 p.m. PST, for our next episode of Aloft at Post Atomic Romance. here on GeekSpace TV. Good night.
Good night.